Oh, we live. I said, oh, we live. Oh, we live in his ass. That's all I want to know. Oh, we live. I need to know, oh, we live. Sorry, y'all. We had a little problem here. Definitely had a problem. All right, so let's get it.
Yeah. Come on to the greatest show on earth. Let me introduce you to an MC that's been rocking since 1978. One of the greatest old school MCs you'll ever see. Introducing Rodero, the one-man show.
Thanks for that intro, yo. Like I said, this goes out to all them old school MCs, the ones who laid the foundation. I know because I was there. They put out one of the one-hit wonders and then vanished. And now this whole music has been flipped around. It's called hip-hop now. And these young suckers spitting out rhymes don't make no sense.
Come on, man.
Getting shot, murder, kill, drugs, bling-blinging. Ain't saying a damn thing. It's time to show you how rap used to be done. If you're right in the back of my sedan, if you like what you're hearing, then wave your hands. If you don't like it, then keep it to yourself. I only play my joints, nothing else blanks on my block. So don't knock a pop track or a pop on an instrumental. I'll let you go for yours. But before you open your mouth, be sure you can blow. Be sure you can blow, because so many MCs spit out rhymes without thinking, see they don't plan. Instead of sounding dope, they sound bland. Yo, they missed the mark like a blind man. They're lost in the dark. Enough time to switch like a bomb. I always hit the target with the burst of energy. There's no other musician like me, a young star in the making, taking no shortcut. The only MC with the courage to invent my own style, my own sound. You want autographs? Well, stand in line wide free, because in 5 years it won't be. So take that, cause I'm bringing the old school payback. This is for the suckers that they take some bread. I'm bringing the old school payback. It ain't hurt a flow. You get checked out. That one man show wrote damn right. Yo, I'm global, a total package. I do damn it when it counts. When I start the riff, you gotta bounce. One rhyme is more valuable than an ounce of crack to an addict. I pitch pictures those with the short attention span. When I drop the lyrics, I know you understand the first time, you don't have to rewind. I keep it simple, I'm annoying like a pimple, like a rash. I press all of your AFS in the flash. Styles are stashed in the trunk. My keyboard started from the speakers. That's the sweetest. I'm halfway done through this track. I can't wait for the playback, putting old school back on the map, creating a balance, creating a challenge to this hip-hop crap. I don't want to be like you, sing like you, sound like you, plays a frown on you. You must want to be like each other because your voices are intertangled. Like I said, that's Siamese twins, devoid of any individuality, up in the low-quality gibberish of Thai slang, the same old yin yang. You want to be hard? You call yourself God?
That's what I call you retard, so take that.
Because I'm bringing the old school payback. I'm bringing the old school payback. It ain't hurt a flow. You get checked out. The one man show. I'm burning both ends like a candle. Spray painting lyrics.
Now what?
Like a vandal. I do my damage in check, so don't cause me no threat. Or I'll treat you like a baker. Yo, your style is stagnant. You need a new fragrance, a new sticky semen, take your country, crack a dip, and the top, then it's not to resist. Stop rating, your mouth rapping bitch. It's too late to atone for your sins.
Hold up.
This is the last verse. Let me rap with this first one. Peace to all the old school crews who didn't do that job. Now rappers confused with this new infusion of hood rats who couldn't find their way through a trap with a map or compass. They blow it up, spitting so much to their microphones rough. Please give me a break. Stop propping up these no talent fakes who couldn't scratch an itch or set the pitch. They wouldn't know the difference between a saxophone or a trombone. Like E.T., they better phone home and break themselves with the invasion. Soft MCs, I'm hazing like a fraternity. Stripping you of your pride, the cavalry has arrived. I'm leaving you punk petrified. Take that, cause I'm bringing the old school payback. This is for the suckers that think they can rap. I'm bringing the old school payback. It ain't you can't dispute a damn thing I said because you know it's true.
Hey, Naya.
Time for old school folks like you to step up, turn this junk back around, put on that same junk. Peace. I'm out. The one man show. That's the birthday brother. The one man
Let me let everybody know we here. We were live before, but I had it on private. So I apologize, y'all. I'm sitting there doing the show, not realizing I wonder why nobody here. Letting everybody know we live. Hold on a second, y'all. Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to the show. What's going on with everybody? Hey, Liz. I think I like it better the other way. It's too small this way. What's going on, Liz? So y'all, this is a special request. So let me find it. This is by special request. Copy link address. So y'all can see it.
Y'all see the blue cup on my hand? Y'all see the blue cup? Y'all see the blue cup on top of my head? Y'all see the blue cup? Y'all see it? Y'all see how big and y'all see how big and long it is? This blue cup, so long. Y'all see it? I'm holding it on me. I have to hold it. It might fall off. It's hard to keep this blue cup still. Y'all see it? The Lord ain't gonna fall off. Like the cup gonna fall on my head. Y'all see it? So I got the cup like this, y'all. Y'all see it? Look at this, y'all. So I got the cup on my head. Y'all see it? See, look at this. So I got the cup over my head. See, I'm not moving. See, it won't fall. If I don't move fast, it won't fall.
Is it on?
Cup. Blue cup on my head. If I be quiet, the cup won't fall on my head. If I stay quiet for a couple minutes, if I stay quiet for a couple, the cup won't fall on my head. So I think I'm beating the world record here. I'm setting the world record, y'all. Keeping the cup on my head without me having to put my hands on it. Not easy. A lot of people try to do it and they fail. World record setting. World record setting. See y'all? See this, y'all? So I'm moving my hands slow. The cup won't fall. And I'm gonna say bye, y'all, because I don't want to do the fast video. I got the blue cup on top of my head. I got the blue cup on the top of my head. Y'all see it? So I'm setting a world record. You look at this. The cup not gonna fall on my head. And I'm gonna say bye now in my video, part 159. The blue cup on the top of my head.
Teach our children the truth about America, that we are the most exceptional.
Well, that's a fast video. You would be setting a world record. Oh, y'all, he said he's gonna set a world record. Somebody asked me to play that. All right. Oh, I ain't doing a cup challenge. Doing that silly mess. How y'all doing today? All right, what's the matter now? We having one mishap after the other. I think I like the chat better on the sideways. Yeah, I can see it better that way. I'm not showing anything, so what's the problem? I know I stopped that. Oh, Lord. You gonna start that again? Now, see, that's why I wasn't going to even use you today. Keep doing that mess. This one right here is showing something old. What are you doing? Let me back out. Close that. That's amazing how I'm on my own channel and it won't show me. I'm live. I should be the first thing I see. You put on everybody else. It's my channel. I should be the first thing I see. Why I gotta see everybody else crap? Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm on my channel. I should see me. Why I gotta see somebody else mug? That's all I'm saying. So anyway, y'all. Our topic for today. In this pandemic, how are you doing financially? Are you suffering? Do you know somebody that's suffering? We might have some things that maybe you or they could do. Our other topic for today is we showed a video about restaurants crying because their state won't let them have people eat inside, but they can have people outside eating. Let me say this again. People outside eating. Even putting tables in the street. But the barricade the cars off, cost money. The city said that they were going to pay for it, and then the money ran out within the first 2 or 3 people. 2 or 3 restaurants. My question to you is, are you going to go eat out in public with this CV? Do you want to go sit in a restaurant and have people walk by and put droplets on your food and in your drink? Do you want to be sitting outside with people walking by, putting CV droplets on your food or drink? Will you be eating outside? Are you that hard up to be seen? Will you be eating outside? So Liz, have you ate outside or ate in a restaurant since the pandemic happened? Who else is in the chat? Naya, have you ate in a restaurant or outside a restaurant? If so, how many people did you have? And have you followed up on them people to see if they were sick? That's just a question I gotta ask. Because we got articles on it. We'll look at it in a minute. We also got some news stories for y'all. I told them extra cheese. Ain't no extra cheese. I would have called them back and cussed them out. I asked them for extra cheese. Naya said, no, we haven't. I ain't done it either. Well, I enjoy this slice of pizza. That's all. Check out our first story. All right, Naya sent us this. So let me pull it up. Taste it and go.
So I'm gonna
commercial. Yep. And give me a chance to check it out. Yes, you can see it. Get back. Let's go. Go sit down. Go sit down. When the man don't want, when the man was drunk, when the man's on, when the man on. Somebody flag us? What's going on here? It says we offline. Are we offline? One of these phones is All right, we're back. It says welcome back. I don't know what happened. But anyway, we're back. Do another refresh. All right, so what do y'all think about that? Trump thought he was going to say something nice about the lady, and then people was going to welcome him. They told him, go sit down. We don't want to hear words you guys say. And you can tell by the voices. They were women. They told him to go sit down. Wouldn't even let him speak. Trump think he popular. I know that was a wake-up call for him. Let's stay with Donald Trump.
You have a...
Jennifer, go ahead. They're working to see if they can make a deal. And if they make a deal, they'll have to bring it to me, and I'll either approve it or not. To me, safety is the predominant factor, and we'll see if they can do that. But they're moving along, and let's see what happens. If they make a deal, that's fine, and if they don't, that's okay too.
Mr. President, are the election results only legitimate if you win?
So we have to be very careful with the ballots. The ballots, that's a whole big scam. You know, they found, I understand, 8 ballots in a waste paper basket in some location. And they found, it was reported in one of the newspapers that they found a lot of ballots in a river. They throw them out if they have the name Trump on it, I guess, but they had ballots.
No names on them, they said.
Okay, well, they still found them in a river, whether they had a name on it or not. But the other ones had the Trump name on it, and they were thrown into a waste paper basket. We want to make sure the election is honest, and I'm not sure that it can be. I don't know that it can be with this whole situation. Unsolicited ballots. They're unsolicited, millions being sent to everybody, and we'll see. But if you remember, Hillary Clinton just a week ago or so told Joe Biden, do not accept the results of the election under any circumstances. But you don't ask her that question. You only ask me the question.
But you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question. Are the results only legitimate if you win?
Say it.
You claim to meet with
I don't want to make a comment on that, but we're going to make our decision on Saturday, but I won't comment on that. I will say this. I think Saturday afternoon, 5 o'clock, is going to be a very important day in the history of our country. I think it's going to be a very monumental, very good choice.
What do you say to the family of Breonna Taylor, sir? What do you say to the family of Breonna Taylor?
I'm getting very close to a final choice. Well, we're doing, we have numerous companies. We have Johnson & Johnson, we have Pfizer, we have Moderna, we have others too. They're great companies, the best in the world. So,
My dad is...
I don't know if y'all noticed. He didn't answer the Breonna Taylor question. Y'all know that?
Work at great risk, and he's done that. If you look at the nursing homes, 11,000 people died needlessly. So when you look at that, it's very sad. So we'll see. You'll have to see. But these are great companies. These are being done by really probably some of the greatest companies in the world. When you think with Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, etc. I think that they're getting very close. As you know, they're in final testing right now, phase 3, but final. They've given shots to everybody, to thousands and thousands of people. And so far it looks very good, and it looks like it could happen fairly quickly.
What do you say to the family of Breonna Taylor, sir?
I think it's a sad thing, and I give my regards to the family of Breonna. I also think it's so sad what's happening with everything about that case, including law enforcement. So many people suffering, so many people needlessly suffering, but with respect to Breonna, we give our regards to the family.
Sir, what do you think the protesters are fighting for? Sir, what do you think the protesters are fighting for?
Yeah, he walked away out. Oh. Oh.
Well, it was an honor to be nominated for 2 Nobel Prizes. So that was an honor, and we'll see what's happening. I know that China now and India are having difficulty, and very, very substantial difficulty, and hopefully they'll be able to work that out. If we can help, we'd love to help.
Going on outside the Supreme Court, those who can fulfill, oppose their wish.
Well, I think that was just a political chant. We could hardly hear it from where we were. Somebody said there was some chanting, but they were right next to the media. But we really could hardly hear too much. We heard a sound, but it wasn't very strong.
Sir, what do you think the peaceful protesters are fighting for? What do you think the peaceful protesters are fighting for?
Well, I think that peaceful protest is, number one, it's fine to do that in a peaceful manner. But when it gets less than peaceful, as you see all over, then it's unacceptable, and that's where law and order is necessary, and that's where law enforcement is very important.
So what are they fighting for? You didn't answer my question. Sir, you didn't answer my question. What are they fighting for?
Well, we're speaking with a lot of people about that. I'm doing very well in Maine. You've seen the numbers. What I've done for Maine is what nobody's done. I've freed up.
I'm Rob Rass, and I'm switching from my GoPro to the...
Man, shut up. Sold out.
5,000 square miles of ocean that was taken away by President Obama. And for the lobster, the people that go out and get us those great lobsters that we all like so much, I freed that whole business up, and the fishermen too. We freed it up. So it's, I think I've done more for Maine than just about anybody, certainly in many, many years. So I'm doing very well in Maine. I don't know, I haven't seen polls on Susan, but I hope she does well.
Sir,
Thank you.
Dr. Redfield said 90% of Americans were susceptible. Do you believe that number?
Donald Trump is an a-hole. I'm sorry. As the president of the United States, he's an a-hole. He is an a-hole. I don't know what's wrong with that man. He got issues. All right. We got another shooting. They ain't gonna learn, is it? Find out what happened.
And we begin with breaking news. Arrests are being made in Orange County right now. Michelle Geely is there live with the latest for us. Michelle.
There is a protest going on in the middle of the street here. This is the general area where a man was shot by Orange County Sheriff's deputies yesterday. And this has transpired just over the past couple of minutes or so ago. You can see several deputies on motorcycles as well as in their units. They've taken over the middle of the street. Probably have some video from just a few minutes ago. At least 3 people were taken into custody. This happened all of a sudden. These protesters here for the past couple of hours, there are about 40 of them. This is not a big group. But then within the last couple of minutes, we saw at least a dozen deputies driving with their blue and red lights on, coming up El Camino, and they then immediately took over the area. They didn't want the protesters to be walking in the street, and we did see several deputies chase after someone who was trying to get away, one of the protesters. They took that man into custody, and then My photographer Dave Turner says that he was able to see at least 2 other protesters who were handcuffed and put in one of these vehicles here. So this is the scene right now here at San Gabriel and El Camino Real in San Clemente. Very, very fluid situation. We have not seen a lot of violence. The protest was very quiet, but the issue here appears to be that the protesters were taking over the street, that's San Clemente, that's in San Clemente, El Camino Real. So you can see that the deputies are still showing up, wanting to keep the peace here in this area. Things are very congested. The traffic is all stopped here. And we don't know what this latest round of action is with these lights and sirens and deputies showing up, whether they do take more people into custody and just need more manpower. But there's a huge showing of deputies out here. And as I said, within the last 5 minutes or so ago, saw them all kind of descend on this area as the protesters were marching up the street. Now, what I want to show you is new video that we've obtained from this deputy-involved shooting that occurred yesterday afternoon in San Clemente. It happened right in front of the Hotel Miramar. The video shows the struggle and what could be the moment that the man attempted to grab a deputy's gun. This is what the Orange County Sheriff is saying happened. In the video, all 3 are on the ground. That's 2 deputies and the man. The red arrow points at the man's arm at the point at which he allegedly attempted to get control of the deputy's gun. That is according to the officials. The Sheriff's Department says they are investigating whether this man gained full control of the weapon during the struggle. A witness says that he heard a deputy scream twice, "He's got my gun," and then 2 shots were fired. On the video, the deputies are seen giving CPR to this man, but he died at the scene. He is identified now as 42-year-old Kurt Reinhold of Los Angeles. Let's bring our camera back live now because I'm hearing more lights and sirens, more Orange County Sheriff's deputies showing up here at this scene. This is okay, yeah, we've got some marked vehicles and unmarked vehicles. What we've got going here, just to bring you up to date, at 10 a.m. this morning, a protest was planned for this area. This is El Camino Real at San Gabriel. There are a lot of, this is a residential area right off the 5 freeway. There are a lot of businesses here. There's a car wash right across the street, a motel, and some different businesses. What happened just over the last few minutes or so, we saw this very small group of protesters come into the street. Now, this is what I saw from my vantage point. I have no idea if anything happened on other side streets, but what we saw is that there was a small group of protesters in the street, and then we saw a parade of deputies, both on motorcycles and in black and white units, racing up to the area, blue and red lights flashing, sirens going. Then saw the deputies circle one man who was in the street. They got him into custody. My photographer, Dave Turner, then shot some video of a couple more people, including a woman, taken into custody. I'm not seeing any of the protesters right now. I don't know what has happened to them, whether they've, okay, I'm being told that they're standing on the sidewalks. So whether the deputies wanted to end this protest that was occurring in the street, and there were probably no more than 20 people in the street at the time, that may have been what went on here. We have no official word yet from the Sheriff's Department to get clarity on this because it's happening before our very eyes. But the deputies continue to roll to this scene. I'm hearing now more showing up, sirens are going, and the traffic has stopped here in the middle of the street. So the people who are trying to pass through, and this is a major thoroughfare, El Camino Real.
I said cancel. And you gonna do it anyway. All right, so are we still live? I don't know. All I know is we having a time today. Y'all know the Wi-Fi didn't come on last night. So I called the company at 9:15. They said it'll be on within the hour. I called back at 10:15 and the automated system wouldn't let me talk to anybody. So I called at 8:30 a.m. Still couldn't talk to anybody. I fell asleep. I got up this afternoon and I called and I told the lady what happened. And I asked them, you know, I said, they had told me there wasn't no refunds or nothing. But just to be sure, I cleared that account out. I took all the money out of it. And sure enough, y'all tried to hit it this morning. You tried to hit me for $27 this morning. You haven't delivered a bit of service. And you told me that the first payment was due on the 27th. So that's why there was no money there. Because I was told the payment ain't due to the 27th. So why would y'all try to take payment today and the service is not on? Why would you try to take payment for service that ain't on? And you know the reason why the service wasn't on? Because that ignorant person who I talked to the first time had the wrong email, the wrong password, he had the wrong information, all the security questions. He had them all spelled wrong. Even though I slowly told her each one, and I used an example like M for money and D for Doug, and she still, Earthlink, she still got it wrong. So when we got the passwords right, it worked. And here's the problem. They promised me 5 megabit. Well, we need 4.35 to stream in 2K. We need 4.35 megabit or 4,350 gigabits. Take 1,000 gigabits to make 1 megabit. Y'all got that? We couldn't get this service to go over 1 megabit. I'm supposed to get 5. The download won't even do 5. It only would do 4 something. But I can live with that. But the upload, we can go to band 2 on that phone and we can do 38 megabit down. But it'll only do 2 up. On a good day, it might do 4 up. On a good day, band 4 will give us 10 up, will give us 10 down and 10 up on a good day. Band 13 is the only one that'll give us a consistent upload between 5 and 10. But the download is usually between 1 and 6. That's why a lot of times y'all were seeing us showing videos and they were buffering. That's because the download was so low. So we got this to get a stable upload. But we can't even do 480 with that upload. We can't even do 360 with that upload, much less 720, 1080, or 1440. We talking about speed. We talking about speed, Echelon. Speed. Now see, now yesterday we had to end the show because I showed something by accident. And I just went on and deleted the whole show. So 9-hour show, 300 views in the toilet. But that was my fault. But I went on and I got rid of it. And if anybody wanted to scope it out, you should have scoped it out before I deleted it. But I made the mistake, and that's why I deleted the video. What's on the screen? Why did the screen keep freezing? I don't understand. Why did the screen keep freezing? You know, the OBS was doing this before, and then it stopped, and now it's doing it again. Okay, so we need to go to the picture. Okay, there it is. Now, let's go ahead and get the picture. Screenshots. This is what this Earthlink does. I'm supposed to get 5 and 5. I don't see 5 anywhere. I can live with that 4.65. I can't live with that 0.73. Do y'all see that? 0.73. We running the show with the phone. But I got 3 devices here, and I got the tablet. I got them all on the Earthlink. Now, I want y'all to look at that 0.73, because we running the show right now. I know if I do a speed test right now, it's going to be better than that. With us running the show. We doing 13 downloads. It said 4 something. Upload. We're doing 5. Now we were doing 9. We were doing 9 earlier. But still, 5.79. If Earthlink can give me a 5, I'll be good to go. If they can give me a steady 5, I will take it. I'm gonna do it again. It gets worse when you do it the second time. But still, we getting 8. We're getting 9. Yeah. Upload. Now we got it on. We need 4350 to do 2K. We're not in 2K. We're doing 1980. So in the 2 tests, the phone has beat out the Earthlink while it's running the show. Do y'all understand? Even if you know nothing about technical, you can add. This is not acceptable, okay? This is what the Earthlink does. Look at that. 0.73. 0. So no megabyte. You need 1,000. So it's only 730 gigabytes. You need 1,000 gigabytes to make 1 megabyte. So this never even hit the 1. It man. So they sending out a technician within the next 48 hours. If he can't get me my 5 megabit, they taking this crap back. I'm being honest. I'm gonna give him a chance. If he can't get me 5 megabit, they taking this crap back. I'm dead serious. For us to do 2K, we need to do 4.35. Now we can get by with 4. We can squeak by with 4. I got it on 4350 now, but we're not doing 2K, we're doing 1080. See right now, this screen right here you're looking at, the little screen, it got us at 360. But if you look, oh my God, it's doing 1440. We doing 2K. Hold on, y'all. How are we doing 2K? Oops. Whoops. I thought we wasn't doing 2K. Now this little screen, you know, you can do 480. You know, you ain't gotta do 2K. Oh, we doing 2K, huh? Excuse me. No, we talking about gigabyte and gigabyte. Echelon. It takes 1,000 megabyte or KB. It takes 1,000 to make 1 megabyte. It takes 1,000 megabits or megabytes to get a gigabyte. Keep that in mind. Thousands. Keep the word thousands in mind. A KB, you need 1,000 of them to make 1 MB. To get a GB, you need 1,000 MBs. Now we only need 4.35 megabyte to run 2K. Yeah, KB is the lowest. See, when I look on the OBS, it shows me it in gigabits. Hold on, I'll show y'all. Where's the Windows Media Player? Right there. If y'all look, right beside the green light, am I in the way? I think I'm in the way. Wait a minute. Can I move out the way? If I move out the way, y'all can see it says 4196. It says 44, 52, 48, 34. But that's 4. Right now it says 4.41. That will be 4 megabit. It take 1,000 of these gigabits to make 1 megabit. Right now it's saying 4577, 4208. So that's really 4 point. So the phone is doing it. How come the DSL ain't doing it? Now let's go ahead and close this. But do y'all understand? Well, they sending somebody out here. Like I said, I haven't paid a dime. And I got the first month for free, so I ain't spent nothing yet. Right. That don't make no sense. So that's what's going on with the Wi-Fi. So let's go and look at the article. Five easy ways to manage your money during the COVID-19 pandemic. Oh, they got a video, isn't that cute? Right now, spending habits are changing, for better or for worse. With unemployment at an all-time high and many people working from home, your budget could be totally different from usual. You may be tight on money or have a little extra cash in your pocket. Regardless of which end of the spectrum you're on, now is a great time to make sure your finances are in good health. Here are 5 tips to keep your money matters in order. Keep a spending diary. Track every dollar you spend. It's the foundation of a great budget. Even if you're doing well financially, it's important to keep checking where your dollars are going. You can keep your diary in the app like Mint or store it as a note on your phone. The combo of a good old-fashioned pen and paper also works. Whatever method provides the least barriers for you. 2, check on your money. Review your finances regularly. This step is key to making sure things are running smoothly and keeps you from overspending on things like overdraft or late payment fees. Even if your budget works well, it's important to look under the hood and check in every week or two. You don't want to be looking so often that it becomes an obsession, but often enough, you'll catch any mistakes. 3, think about your purchase priorities. You can only spend your money once. When you're tracking your spending and looking at the big picture regularly, you'll be more aware of what you're doing with your money and can make more empowered decisions. For example, if you don't care about buying takeout, there's no need to spend money on that if you'd rather be using those dollars to work toward your saving goal or building an emergency fund. 4, save if it's only a little. If you can afford it, save a little bit of money. Think of it as paying yourself first. Having power over your finances is all about planning, and a lot of that power comes from having some money saved for when you really need it. Even if you're not the planning type, you can automate your savings account to do this so you never have to think twice about it. You don't need a lot. Even 10 or 20 a month can do it. So if you have that money, try to put it away. Go easy on yourself. Money is an emotional thing, and so is living through a pandemic. If you mess up, it'll most likely be okay. And if not, you can do your best to recover. Use these tips to keep your finances in good health. Any step in the right direction, no matter how small, is worth it. Love you. Alrighty, I picked out 2 articles on that. Let's read the other one. Real quick. There's no doubt that as we weather the CV pandemic, stress has increasingly become a regular part of our lives. As if worries about our own health and the health of our loved ones isn't enough, many of us are feeling the pressure of financial stress from mounting bills, reduced incomes, and job uncertainty. That kind of stress can lead to many health issues, and decreasing it is a great way to help us stay healthy in a time when that's so crucial. So what can you do to manage stress during the CV pandemic? Getting your finances sorted out as soon as possible will go a long way to mitigating your money worries. Have financial stress relief with tips to take care of your mental health. And if you are able to manage this difficult, and you'll be able to manage this difficult time more effectively. 1, reach out to your bank or creditors. The best time to talk to your financial institutions is before things have gotten out of hand. Concerned about paying your mortgage, the sooner you reach out, the better. As nervous as you might feel about talking to your bank, keep in mind that a lot of people need help right now, and many bank, credit unions, and lenders are working to support you. They'll appreciate you being proactive and will help you find solutions. 2, get familiar with the resources available to you. Right now, there are a variety of resources available to help you through this difficult time. Whether it's support during unemployment, deferred payment plans, or other emergency benefits, learn about which programs are for you. Visit this comprehensive CV resource page and find out all the key sources available for Canadians in one spot. We in the U.S. Hey, Build and adjust your budget for reduced income. If you don't have a budget, now is a good time to put one together. If you're facing a significant reduction in income due to CV, then track your expenses carefully and build an emergency budget. If you already have a budget, consider reviewing it to see if you can pare it down and reduce your expenses further. Take advantage of staying home for all this time and implement a no-spend challenge to help yourself save on discretionary expenses. Stay safe and be aware of scams. Unfortunately, even during a worldwide health emergency, scammers are trying to take advantage of the situation. For so many individuals anxious about the state of their health and finances, many are susceptible to frauds around COVID-19. Be wary of any unsolicited emails, phone calls, or other communications, especially ones that request donations or sensitive information. Do not give out any of your personal information to unfamiliar individuals or businesses, and don't fall victim to text message scams that ask you to get your money by clicking on a link. When in doubt, contact the company or the government directly by looking up their contact information. Tips to manage your mental health. By now, everyone is familiar with the guidelines around social distancing and self-isolation. But that doesn't mean you need to resign yourself to loneliness and zero social contact. Your mental health is just as important as your financial well-being. So check out these 6 tips for self-care. 1. Connect with family and friends. While in-person visits are not possible right now, phone call, video chats, and emailing are all great ways to stay in touch with loved ones. You can share photos and videos, favorite songs, recipes, and more. Make it a priority to remotely interact with at least one person outside of your house every day. It will do wonders for your mood and emotional health as well as theirs. Catch up on unfinished projects. For many of us, there's simply not enough hours in the day to catch up on our various chores and miscellaneous projects. If you are stuck at home, it can be a great time to finish these off. Not only will you check some items off your to-do list, but you'll get a great mental boost from being productive. However, be wary of tracking a project with a higher price tag than what you can afford on a reduced income. Use community resources. Many communities across the country have risen to the challenge of providing support services for those who might need extra help during this time. If you have mobility issues or other challenges, you don't need to struggle alone. Look into programs in your area that can help you with running errands, grocery shopping, and other necessities. On a larger scale, many grocery stores now have options for online shopping and delivery to help with social distancing. Try connecting with your community on Facebook or see if your province has a central resource center to coordinate offers or help. Get creative with exercise. You may not be able to go to the gym for now, but many fitness providers are offering online and remote classes that you can follow along with. If you're not really a gym person, you can lift weights and do strength training from the comfort of your own home. Or you can simply put on your favorite music and have a dance party. You'll burn calories and get a great boost from all those endorphins. Get outside if you can. Most public spaces like playground, parks, and pools have been closed. But going out for a walk, hike, or run is acceptable if you're doing it in areas that allow you to keep your distance from other people. If that's not possible, simply sitting on your balcony or in your backyard with a book is a great way to get some fresh air and vitamin D. Reach out for help if you need it. If you start to feel overwhelmed or anxious with what's been going on, counselors and other support professionals are often available for appointments over the phone or online and can help you work through feelings of anxiety, panic, or depression. You don't have to suffer alone, so reach out if you need to. If you're not sure where to turn, contact the Mental Health Association to find services in your community. When to ask from a professional credit counselors, when to ask for help from professional credit counselors. There's nothing wrong with getting some professional help before you back yourself into an even tougher spot with a do-it-yourself debt relief program. Building budgets, accessing government resources, and speaking to creditors can be a daunting task. especially if you're new to the experience and feeling stressed and overwhelmed. An accredited financial counselor can help with navigating the resources available to you, building an emergency budget, and working through your options in an objective and pressure-free environment. Don't be afraid to reach out. The best non-profit customer credit counseling services are ready to help. All right. Our next topic. Have any of y'all eaten out in public? Have any of y'all been to a restaurant, pub, since the pandemic started? Do you plan on doing so? With the CV out there waiting for you? Let's see what the CDC says. We're going to check them out. Is it safe to go out to eat? I hate when they do this, man. If somebody wants your stuff, they'll get it. You ain't got to do all this evidence. If somebody wants your product, they'll get it. Hungry for interaction after seasonal quarantine, many are heading into reopened restaurants and bars, eager to sit down for a meal they didn't cook at some place other than home. Yet, as CV cases climb now in nearly half of all states, and crowds at some eateries reflect pre-pandemic levels, some wonder, is CV on the menu today? According to the FDA, the CV doesn't appear to spread through food the way some viruses and bacteria can. Instead, CV germs travel through respiratory droplets, which means you can get sick if an infected person coughs or sneezes near you. Even just being around someone speaking makes you more likely to get the virus. So how safe is that table inside that restaurant? Our mantra is more frequently and more closely. Actually, our mantra is the more frequently and the more closely you react with other people, and the number of people you interact with increases your risk, says Grant Baldwin, PhD, co-leader of the CDC's Community Interventions and At-Risk Task Force. Restaurants are scrambling to recover after May sales plummeted to more than 40% below normal expectations for the month. Yet just a week or two after states allowed eateries to resume indoor dining, a number of restaurants and bars are shutting their doors or suspending services once again. The Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission this weekend temporarily suspended alcohol licenses for 17 bars that violated COVID-19 social distancing protocols. In Virginia, reopening has led to outbreaks among employees at 5 restaurants, prompting reclosure. Molly Odell, MD, Communicable Disease Director for the Roanoke City and Allegheny Health Districts, told reporters in a virtual news conference. On Monday, June 22nd, the WHMO recorded its highest daily number of CV cases, more than 183,000 since the pandemic began. When deciding what's safe and what's not for your family this summer, Baldwin suggests you check your local, state, and community orders and ask yourself some core COVID-19 questions. Are you or anyone you live with over the age of 65 or at risk of severe illness? The risk of getting a serious infection from CV increases with age and certain medical conditions. Do you and those you will be interacting with follow the same steps to prevent infection, such as wearing masks and washing hands? Can you maintain the 6 feet of social distance in a reasonable way? How often will you need to share items? Sharing isn't caring during a pandemic. As a rule, don't share items, but if you must, are you or the restaurant properly cleaning and disinfecting them between each use? What's the current level of COVID-19 spread in your community? The lower level of community transmission, the safer it is for you to go out, says Baldwin. The CDC ranks the risk of CV exposure and spread in restaurants from lowest to highest risk. Lowest risk, no on-site dining. Food must be delivered or picked up and carried off-site. More risk, takeout, delivery, and drive-through orders emphasized. On-site dining limited to outdoor seating with reduced capacity and table space at least 6 feet apart.
We think it mattered.
What? Even at more risk, on-seat dining with indoor and outdoor seating. Reduced seating capacity with tables placed at least 6 feet apart. Highest risk. On-site dining with no changes in seating. When you're going to eat out, the CDC suggests that you call ahead.
Start like a pasture, serving grass a la carte. Hand cut to grill like a pro. Well marbled and juicy.
Oh, man.
At Whole Foods Market, we raise...
Okay, I don't know where that's coming from. So we gotta stop that. I don't know. We don't get flagged. I don't know where that's coming from. The heck? They got music playing. I don't know where it's coming from. There wasn't no video. Man. I was enjoying that article too. Damn shame. Wait, won't let us have nothing. All right, where are we at? All right.
Calling it capital murder. They say a man who was shot dead earlier this week was being robbed at the same time.
As of today, there are now 3 people facing charges in this case. As Katrina Weber reports, police say that the latest suspect's arrests came with the help in crime.
In the middle of a far west side parking lot, San Antonio police found themselves at square investigation. They found 20-year-old Miguel Carvajal Jr. inside a parked car Tuesday evening, dead from... Through a witness, they say they learned there were 3 men involved, 2 posing as drugs, but then robbing him. They say at least one had a gun and shot Carvajal as he reached for his own. An arrest affidavit says detectives believe 18-year-old Trayvon Chaney was one of those men. Police identified the 2 others as 18-year-old AVR Smith and 19-year-old Roger Coombs. All 3 are charged with capital murder. In the affidavit, police say both their investigative work and a bit of electronics are what led them to Chaney. They say he was wearing an ankle monitor at the time, and data from that placed him at the scene of the murder. In addition, police say one of the other suspects pointed the finger at Chaney. Police say, as it turns out, one of them also suffered a gunshot wound. They say the victim, Miguel Carvajal, had managed to fire back at them just before he died. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right. Well, what the heck? Might as well go ahead and play this. What the heck?
And now to Louisville, Kentucky, where for the first time we are hearing from the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor. In an email, the officer writes about that night and his thoughts on the protests that followed. This is the city is under a state of emergency ahead of a decision on whether some of those officers will be charged. Alex Perez is in Louisville with the latest.
Overnight, protesters in downtown Louisville marching past barricades and boarded up businesses. The mayor declaring a state of emergency as the city braces for a decision on possible criminal charges against the officers involved in the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor.
My hope is that we will continue to see peaceful, lawful protests.
One of the officers involved for the first time speaking out to Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, who was shot in the leg during the botched raid at Taylor's home in March, sending an email to over 1,000 LMPD personnel early Tuesday morning. In the email, ABC affiliate WHAS, Mattingly telling his officers, "You do not deserve to be in this position, the position that allows thugs to get in your face and yell, curse, and degrade you, throw bricks, bottles, and urine on you and expect you to do nothing." Mattingly also writing, "I know we did the legal, moral, and ethical thing that night. It's sad how the good guys are demonized and criminals are canonized." His attorney defending the email, saying he was expressing support for his police colleagues. Activist Tamika Mallory, who has led a massive social media campaign for charges against the officers, also on the ground here, preparing for a decision.
If you don't have a situation where there are charges brought against those cops, then you don't start the process, the real process towards justice for Breonna Taylor.
And Alex Perez joins me now from Louisville. Alex, good morning. There are already some protests there we're hearing. What's the tone like?
Yeah, Diane, I want you to take a look behind me here. First of all, you can see all of these boarded up buildings here. This is what a lot of the businesses look like. There are barricades to some areas you have to get there by foot. That's the only way in. No vehicle traffic is allowed. And yes, there are some protests. There in fact have been a protest here in Louisville since March, back when Breonna Taylor was killed. The majority of those protests have been peaceful, and that's what we have seen the last couple of days here. Dozens of people gathering, probably more than 100 of them last night, but the protests have been peaceful, the marches have been peaceful, and authorities are hoping that is going to continue when we learn of a decision, but of course they're preparing for anything. Diane?
And Alex, any sense of when those potential charges or the decision not to charge will be announced?
Yeah, that is the big question right now, Diana. And we have talked to Breonna's family. We have talked to city officials, and everyone seems to tell us the exact same thing, that they do not know when exactly that decision is going to come down. The Attorney General is going to announce that decision once a grand jury reaches a decision, but the grand jury is operating on its own timetable. They are entitled to digest evidence, to talk about what they are hearing. So they're going to say they are ready when they are, and we just don't know when that's going to be just yet, Diane.
Well, we will continue to wait as patiently as possible. Alex Perez in Louisville for us. Thanks, Alex.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC.
Shut up, George Stephanopoulos. So he's on our screen. Oh, look like we going red. Whatever. All right, y'all. Anybody have any comments? Not. Let's keep going. People don't have no sense of shame. I don't believe somebody would do this. So y'all can see it? Yeah, you see it. For the moment. They make you watch the whole ad.
And caught on camera setting a local church on fire.
And that crime causing significant damage. And now authorities need your help catching the arsonist. Local 10's Ian Marble joins us live in Hollywood with a closer look at all that video. Ian.
This happened back in July, and most of the damage has already been cleaned up, but the guy responsible is still out there.
I don't know if he was aggravated at maybe some groups we use. Maybe he had an issue with
an arsonist who tried lighting up a church in Broward County, still on the run. Authorities need your help catching him. It happened back in mid-July at Luther Memorial Lutheran Church in Hollywood.
We have several groups, AA and NA groups. I was coming by one night to check on one of the groups. They brought the damage to my attention.
Jerry Bennett is the church's vice chair, and he says when he saw the scorch marks, he went back to the office to check surveillance, found this man walking around the side of the church, dumping what they believe was gasoline in the parking lot and along the edges of the building. Bennett says the guy didn't know what he was doing.
It wasn't very good as parts of it. He bent down right in front of the gasoline lighter.
After the cameras refocus, you slowly walk off. And fortunately for the church, the fire burnt itself out pretty quickly. Only this damage to the outside of the building. The man responsible on the run. Bennett has a message for you.
Turn yourself in. Right thing.
So if you know who that man is, or you know anything about this crime that can help catch that person, call 1-888-ATF-FIRE or 1-877-NO-ARSON. Live in Hollywood, I'm Ian Margle, Local 10 News.
Man tried to burn the church up. What we coming to, y'all? Man trying to burn the church up. Ugh. Tell me that the devil ain't running this world right now. What possessed somebody to burn down a church?
Atlantic City police arrested a man with 500 bags of heroin after detectives say they caught him selling drugs with his 6-year-old daughter still in the car. Those detectives say they saw 36-year-old Robert Hart driving just after noon. They say he had a suspended license, and by the time they turned around to pull him over, he pulled to the curb to sell drugs. They say he kept driving for several blocks after they tried to stop him. He eventually did stop, and detectives say they found 500 bags of heroin and his daughter still in the car. He's accused of kicking an officer and detectives while being put into a patrol car. The young girl was turned over to her mother. Hart now faces multiple charges, including possession of a controlled dangerous substance and child endangerment. Johnston for CBS Philly.
Man said we in the pandemic. I still got some of drugs. Can't have nobody babysit my child. The pandemic going on. Let's save them for last. Let's get to this. Copy link address. All right, y'all. I hope this don't happen to y'all. I hope this don't happen to y'all.
My law to a non-sneakerhead is to try to explain something that they would.
That's another ad. They got double ad. Come on, man.
An African-American man was arrested at gunpoint in his own home in Wisconsin after neighbors didn't recognize him. Keontae Burge recently moved in and was sitting on the porch when a neighbor called the police. Burge is suing the city and 2 officers who entered the home without knocking. Here is the video. Check it out and let us know what you think right here on Epic News.
Anyone here?
Are you close?
You want to come out here? What's that?
Whoever's close, come here. We got someone inside the house.
Taking him a long time coming through the door. Hope I don't know Breonna Taylor, Jason. Somebody not coming to the door. Might decide to go on in. This is real body cam footage, and we're in Wisconsin, where Jacob Blake was shot at. A commercial already, and we haven't seen no news. Why you gotta have 2 commercials? I don't understand that. Let's speed it up some. Man, they can't do it yet. Look. 3 police officers. They standing in somebody's doorway all the time. And into the house.
Police department, come out. Okay.
Okay. Come on out here. You don't live here.
Hands behind your back.
Is it Keontae?
Yes, it's Keontae.
Okay. Put your hands behind your back for a second. We're just gonna detain you.
Why am I being detained though?
You don't live here. The person that lived here passed away.
Yeah, okay, can you guys call Coach?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
We'll deal with that. So nobody else is here, Keontae?
No, Tony's gone. Can you loosen the cuffs up for real?
Yeah, hold on a second.
My wrist is a little broken.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is the reason why you're here. Someone called because they...
I know, because I'm a black man and it's that lady right there, even though she waved at me.
That wasn't...
Okay.
Right. And they're concerned that it got broken into or something, so... So we'll... Do you have a phone with his number in it that we can call?
I do.
Mark?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, you cross street just...
Yes.
Okay, someone else...
She wasn't the one.
Yeah, another neighbor called that it should not be. Alright, so turn, I'm gonna take them off for you quick. And we'll go grab your phone and get on the phone with Mark, okay? Oh, you got his number? Alright. Yeah, so neighbor called, a different neighbor, not her, and said that nobody should be in this house.
Okay.
It's a good job over there. What shift are you?
First. I'm on vacation. Started back up.
Oh, they guys have you laid off too for a while for this stuff, or what? Do you have his info, or?
I got coworkers, but...
Okay. Do you have ID on you by chance, or no? You want to go grab it quick? Back out. Yeah, mom and dad. And then I asked if it was up for sale, but he's like, no, they're holding on to it. So he's a coach. Mark. Oh, okay.
Keontae, if you can't find it, it's not a big deal, man.
Yeah, I'm in a car.
That's alright, I got your info and records.
Yeah.
We'll let Mark, or tell Mark to let his neighbors know that. He said you and one other person are staying. But yeah, he said that nobody should be here and such. So Mark must have not told him that you guys are staying here, and he was concerned. And then I opened the door and I could hear you talking back there. So yeah.
You're onto something.
I hope you're right.
They got no commercials.
Off Schneider, just get a hold of Mark quick, and then we'll get out of here for you. Yeah, I'll go talk to Kevin. That's fine.
Beautiful house.
He didn't answer, but it sounds like another neighbor knows that you guys are here, so.
That would be.
Yeah, so it's a misunderstanding. When I told him that you've been staying here for 2 months, he's like, first time ever seeing you guys here, so.
So we is going to be staying.
Oh!
Oh, so you just started?
Yeah, like yesterday, tomorrow.
Oh crap, I was gonna say, because otherwise he's like, you guys flew under the radar for 2 months.
And they're both big black guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes sense, man. So sorry for the misunderstanding on our part. It's just, we had to check it out and make sure, because people are squatting in people's houses that are not here and burglarizing and whatever you want to say. So, but we'll get a hold of Mark. Otherwise, you got Mark's number. Just have him call us so we can get on the same page.
I can try to reach him.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Because my partner called, and I don't know if he's not answering numbers he don't recognize. Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, we're just gonna try him once. Our running back.
That's why the name sounds familiar. Yeah.
Or, well, used to. Graduated.
Wasn't he supposed to
By everybody.
Oh, he just graduated.
Not a big deal.
That's fine.
How are you here, man? Sorry to ruffle your feathers this morning.
That's cool. That's cool.
So, all right, man. You keep working out. Stay healthy.
I will.
Tell Tar Officer Luke says hi.
Okay. Have a nice one.
All right.
Good company. Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to the neighbor again, just to let him know.
Press has been very.
Alrighty. Young man was sitting on the porch. They said, look at that big black man now. He don't belong here. Call the police. Call the police. Look at this big man. All right, y'all. This happened today.
Rap community and starting to get some national attention as well.
Aaron Mays, better known as Jizzle P, was shot and killed last night while sitting in a car on Detroit's west side. Defender Sean Lake spoke to his mother today. Sean joins us live with more. Sean?
Just a difficult conversation. You're talking about Aaron Mays, the son and loved by so many in his family and neighborhood than Jizzle P. His nickname as a rapper, packed with talent. Really a star on the rise. His mom tells me she was right there when someone ran up and shot him to death.
My heart don't hurt, my soul hurt. My soul hurt. I watched my son die on my face.
Can you imagine watching your own son die? Sanika Mays walked out of her home on Detroit's west side at 8:15 last night. Her son, 25-year-old Aaron Mays, was in the suspect's face. There was so much muzzle flash from the gun.
I couldn't see his face at all. The fire from the gun, it was just too...
Remember hitting the road day and night, taking long trips.
Aaron Mays was well known in Detroit, a rising star in the rap industry known as Jizzle P. Kenny Valentino with Hot 107.5 says, when someone like Jizzle P works hard and starts to make it, and then is targeted like this, it hurts the young people that look up to him.
It's very motivating to our young people to see someone from your neighborhood, someone who may be from a few blocks or a few miles away from you, make it, and then they're gunned down. Very sad.
But I will say this. I'm going to be strong for him.
All the time. Yes, ma'am.
Guess why?
Yes, ma'am.
He don't want me to cry. He don't want me to mourn. And he don't want to be on a t-shirt.
Absolutely devastating for this family, for the thousands of fans that really enjoy Jizzle P's music. Bottom line here, another family member also hit by that gunfire in critical condition right now. Motive and the gunman still under investigation by Detroit Homicide. We're live tonight. Sean Lane, Local 4 Defenders.
Okay. Sean, thanks.
Alrighty, y'all. Now, some of y'all say, who care? Another black man dead. Look, y'all. Y'all saw the little video clip they showed. Him flashing money, talking about the drug game. You live by the game, you die by the game. I don't like to see nobody die. But if you want to glorify that, you want to make money off that, you want to be involved in that, sometimes they come back and kick you in the butt faster than you expected to. Young man was on the rise. But young man didn't have a foundation. Young man still had his hand in that game that he rap about. And somebody from that game became angry with him and came and took him out. So the same stuff that he rap about, he is now going to be in somebody else's rap about the game. Anybody have any thoughts? Because that dude at the radio station had the wrong idea. Talking about a man that climbed his way out. He had talent. He didn't need to be in the game also. Why else would somebody shoot? He had game and loved and great artists. People would want to see him grow and tag along behind them. They wouldn't want to kill him. Us. Over drugs. Us. Over. Let that marinate. Mother said they emptied so many bullets that she couldn't even see her son's face. And they shot another relative. Obviously. It wasn't a girl. Because why did they shoot the other relative and didn't shoot the mother? It was over a drug deal. Why else? Somebody fired that many bullets. They wanted to make sure those men didn't get to come back and shoot him. Right in front of his mother. Oh, that was over. Drugs. It was over. They wanted to make sure them young men not come back. That's why they fired so many. Young man that shot at the two cops in the police car. He didn't fire that many bullets. He didn't make sure they were dead. These people unloaded enough bullets until 4. Man that shot the cops, he shot about 4 or 5 bullets ran off. Dead and empty. Everything he had. That's over. That's over drugs. That's over territory. Not to send a message. Let's move on to our next story. Nobody got a comment. Alrighty. And who sent me this? Naya sent this. Y'all can see it. Alright, skip ahead.
See them walking this way with a patient with an IV in his arm. He's not supposed to leave the hospital. He crosses the street. They're continuing to walk that way. They weren't going to come back onto the street. And he's stealing hospital property, basically, by leaving. I don't care if he was coming back. That's stealing. Parking lot right here. I came down, come up the block. And as I come up the block, he stopped right there. He's, where are you going? So we go back to the previous. And he's, well, this is stealing. This needs to go back now. I'm like, well, I just talked to the doctor. Well, I don't care about that. Why do you want to sell it on eBay? Okay, he was up on television. Okay, so I spoke to the doctor this morning, my nurses. They told me it's okay to come outside and walk around the property. I told them I've been here. I came yesterday. I left and came back.
He's being confrontational with the security guard. And we got these two brothers who are on scene just antagonizing the whole thing.
Sure.
We were making some headway with him getting back to the hospital to get his stuff checked back in. Security guards said to the brothers, no, you two are not allowed back on the property.
Okay.
And the brothers just started antagonizing the whole thing.
Okay.
One of them started getting close to us and more grabbed him. We had to handcuff him. He's in the back of the car.
I'm not ignorant to the law by any means. So I know what are within your parameters as a peace officer and what is not. He called you to say that he's a complainant of a possible theft. We haven't left the property. There is no theft. So you say I'm being detained?
Yes, you are. You're not free to leave.
Okay. Suspicion of theft, and we never left the property.
Right. He said you did not have permission to leave the hospital.
He's not my doctor or my nurse.
Okay.
And they're both inside right now.
He's the nursing director.
Yeah.
Supervisor.
He's telling my doctor.
Okay. You're under arrest. For what? For attempted theft.
Okay. Excuse me. Is Jen up there? I just spoke to Jen. I give you permission. But nobody said we were leaving. Okay, we're gonna go to the car. Okay, so
Well, you're on city property, not hospital property, too.
Don't be off hospital property. The security guard.
Okay.
Dogfish Head Slightly Mighty Low-Cal IPA.
Well, hold on, same story.
This black hospital patient who decided to go for a walk while hooked up to an IV. This stunning moment was all captured on cell phone video by the patient's boyfriend and is now getting national attention. Shaquille Dukes says he came down with double pneumonia last month while on vacation and checked into a hospital in Freeport, Illinois. On the next day at the hospital, he was feeling better, asked doctors if he could go out and about for a walk. And as he walked through the hospital parking lot wearing his hospital gown and hooked up to this drip, Duke says a security guard you see there confronted him, accusing him of trying to steal hospital equipment. The security guard called for police backup, officers arrested him and his boyfriend and his brother. The three men were charged with disorderly conduct, obstructing and resisting a police officer. Dukes believes they were racially profiled by this white security guard and by police officers because of the color of their skin. And Shaquille Dukes is with me now, along with his boyfriend, Marquandrick Morrison, who recorded the video of the arrest. Gentlemen, thanks for being on with me.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Okay, where to begin? Shaquille, just first to you, health-wise, feeling better?
Yes, I'm
Okay. Okay. All right. So I know I just ran through some of the highlights or lowlights, but take me back. You're in the hospital. You're hooked up to this drip. You go outside for a walk. You are in your hospital gown, and this security guard approaches you. What happens?
Yeah, so as we were getting ready to go back into the facility, as we're getting ready to walk back across the lot, the security guard, we see him driving up the street, and at that point he yells out, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" So I sort of just stand there, like, I hold my arm up, and I'm like, "The hospital door is right here. We're going back inside." He's, "Well, I need you guys to come over here." That's when he called us over to the car, and as we're approaching the car, that's when, the sort of controversy ensues. He's, "Well, to me, it looks like you guys are still in this. I don't care if you're walking back or not." And that's when I told him, I said, "Jennifer is my nurse, Dr.
I'm sorry, why would he think you're stealing hospital equipment when you were there in a hospital gown hooked up to an IV? Did he explain what he's thinking?
That has been the billion-dollar question, Brooke. I have no idea. I could see if we were blocks away. I could see if I was in regular clothes and carrying the pole, in my arms. But neither of those are the case. I was in a hospital.
You were this other set of eyes. What happened?
Well, to me, I was shocked, especially coming when he was like, what are you guys trying to do? Sell it on eBay? I'm like, well, he's in a hospital gown with an IV. Medicine is still, fluids are still running through his veins. So, how crazy could it be? Or how crazy could you think, I just want to know, what was he thinking? I don't know, it's really crazy to me.
Let me make sure I get this in. So the hospitals declined to comment, citing patient confidentiality, they're cooperating with the police investigation. Freeport police investigating, they say, quote, "to gather the facts, interview all parties involved, and determine whether officers conducted themselves in adherence to department policies guidelines." And just so I'm clear, cuffs were slapped on you with the IV drip, and then you had an asthma attack. Is that correct?
Yes, actually I had an asthma attack and a seizure, according to paramedics while in transit. When they first arrested me and told me I was being charged with attempted theft, they took my inhaler then in that moment. And when I got into the back of the squad, I told him that I was there for pneumonia and asthma, and then I needed a treatment. He asked the sergeant, who told him no, to transport me to the city jail. And while in transit, that's when I blacked out. When I came back to, I was having an asthma attack, but I was still in the back of the car. At that point, officers came out, another patrolman, she came out, and I told her, I said, "I need my inhaler, I can't breathe." And she said, "Where is it?" I said, "One of the officers took it." And at that point, that's when he stepped forward and presented the inhaler. At that point, the paramedics were arriving in the lot, and that's when they removed me out of the car and transported me back to the jail.
So again, they're investigating. Why do you think this is about the color of your skin?
That there's no other clear indication of what this could be about. Theft, 3 black males attempting to steal hospital equipment. Seriously, what else could this be? We pose no threat whatsoever. Had he simply even attempted to verify or send someone inside to double check our story, we wouldn't be here. But that wasn't the case. I truly feel that because of how we looked, the situation spiraled into something, other than what it needed to be. It was initiated by the security and later perpetuated by the police.
And really, last question, because this wasn't yesterday, right? This was a couple weeks ago. It's my understanding you waited. When was it?
Yes, this happened June 9th.
Right, so a couple weeks ago, you waited to post the video because why? And then are you all taking legal action?
So we waited because initially after the incident happened, I immediately went and started having dialogue with the administration, with the city of Freeport, with the police department, and with FHN. Initially, I'd given them a timeline and I told them, 7 days, I expect some sort of answer, and then I'm going to go public and ask the world what they think about the incident. Throughout that entire process, they've been doing nothing but blowing smoke. I've met with the mayor, with the city manager, with the chief of police, with the chief human resources officer at the hospital.
What did they say?
They're all just, they're playing this game. We're investigating. We're looking into it. When I met with the hospital, they came and they told me, in other words, the chief human resources officer, he said, "Shaquille," he said, "pretty much we wanted to give you this opportunity for this dialogue, but we really just want to figure out what are you proposing? What would look like victory to you in the situation? And
What do
I
you
told
want?
him, I said, exactly. And I told him, this is if you're insinuating, there's some monetary something that can make this go away, I said, you're ignorant. I said, and with that, it's insulting, and I feel like I'm being handled, and I ended the meeting and left.
Have you hired a lawyer?
Not as of yet, because as I mentioned, that really wasn't what we were seeking. We really wanted to truly see reform. Policy stood up around the situation, and that has not happened. And it's clear that it won't happen without some sort of outside oversight.
All right, y'all. Let's stay in touch. I have a feeling a few people are watching, and let's see where this goes.
Absolutely.
Shaquille and Marquandrick, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank
Again,
you.
the hospital declining comment.
Antebellum is the #1.
Y'all never want to comment. Why are they, y'all? Hey, Tony. Naya said, I see another lawsuit in the works. Tony said, yep, Naya. Passed off to the taxpayer. These morons with badges out of control. Police brutality has always been there, just had no proof, but now everyone carries a camera. Naya said, yes, Tony, it's trickling down to the security staff. Tony says, all the bruises I collected as a U90 shake my head. It's we got a young man walking around the hospital and he's about to walk back inside, and the security guard won't let him back inside, but decides to handcuff him. Don't go in and check and see, is he a patient there? I mean, the man got an IV in him. Who took out the IV? Because ain't nobody ain't got no nurse uniform ain't taking no IV out of me. Tony says they used to beat us on the legs with their clubs. When I was coming up, they called it the Bully Club. I'm just trying to make... that was a scrawny dude walking around with an IV in his arm. For him to get into a fight with somebody, and somebody yanked that IV out of his arm, they could actually yank the vein out of his arm. It's dangerous. He could literally be rolling around with somebody on the ground and get something in his system that could kill him. Why would somebody be sitting there fighting and doing something stupid with an IV in their arm? How is somebody stealing something when they got the IV going in them? That's the part that tripped me out. He has liquids going in him. If he was just carrying it and was just carrying it, I could understand. But it's connected to him. I just don't get it. I know somebody gonna say something stupid. They could have been doing this, they could have been doing that. The man putting his own life, his life is at risk. All right, y'all, here's our old boy. Y'all know who this is. Y'all know who this is. Let's get it.
What's up, family? On Wednesday, following the Klan jury's decision not to indict the 3 officers involved in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor, protests broke out in Louisville, Kentucky, and other cities around the country. In Louisville, The cops were gunned down. Yeah. Now, all of this, fam, in my opinion, is a result of injustice. First and foremost, we're not here. Cops do not get shot if you don't have his homeboys or their homeboys running up in this woman's house while she's asleep and shooting at her. We're not here if the Attorney General does his job and go after these thugs. We're not here if the Klan jury does the human thing and indict these thugs. All of this was a result of incompetent police work.
Now I checked it beforehand.
Other people in positions of authority not doing their job. People gonna only take so much, man, before they start acting out. How do they think that they're going to just continue to just kill people with impunity and then hide behind the law? Because that's what they do. Yeah, I'm protected by the law. That's what's happening. Now, in my opinion, this is one big old cover-up, fam. Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend said that they tried to get him to falsely accuse her so that he could get his time knocked down in a plea deal. Why would they have to do that if they had done the right thing? They got a witness that one lone witness out of all of the other, the dozen that said they didn't hear any officers on the scene identify themselves when they executed the no-knock warrant. At first, it was no-knock warrant for months. Now, all of a sudden, well, the officers did identify themselves. It was not a no-knock warrant. They identified themselves. So, they take the word of the same person who said on 2 occasions, in 2 separate interviews, that they didn't identify themselves. And all of a sudden, they got this person to say they identified themselves. And the Klan jury takes that person's word. Where do they do that at? Oh, that's right. Louisville, Kentucky. Also, in the great country of the United States. This same Klan jury accepted the officers' versions of the incident. You see, the AG presents the case to the grand jury and says, this is the evidence, and I'm gonna put it in front of y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all want to do. Y'all think y'all want to indict, or you want to vote to not indict? The deck is stacked against the people when the prosecutor is on the side of the people that's being accused. The prosecutor is pro-police. So he's going in there and he's presenting whatever evidence he wants to present. And Breonna Taylor's lawyers, her family lawyers, don't get to dispute that. This attorney general was able to go in there by himself and present the evidence. And so it's one-sided. It's the way he sees it. So he gonna pretty it up, make it look good, shape it in the way he want to shape it, and then put it in front of the grand jury, the Klan jury. And then bam,
All 4 of my devices showing the show.
Again, what is the racial makeup of that Klan jury? Oh, we already know that already. They got evidence found that they are refusing to release. I told you before, when the police know they're in the right, evidence come out like this. Whatever evidence they have, they put it out there real quick. And then, they always say, in the name of public trust. They got some video evidence, come out the same night. When they know they're in the wrong, oh man, you got to file all kinds of lawsuits and stuff and do all kinds of investigation to get your hands on that video. Because, and also, it's oftentimes it's pieces of the video missing and all kinds of stuff. Why? Because they doctoring on the video. Yeah. Family, all hope is not lost. There's still a chance that these thugs can be prosecuted. Still a chance that they might be indicted. So just because they didn't get indicted by this Klan jury, don't mean that they won't be indicted by another. This is not the end of this case. I can guarantee you that. And who knows what the result of the carnage is going to be as a result of the people not getting justice. Everybody could see what was going on from a mile away. Now, why did it take this long for them to even come up with an answer? Why did it take this long for the AG to present the case to a Klan jury? Why did it take this long? It ain't like you got new evidence. Why did it take so long? Trying to get the story together, fam. There is no other reason. This whole case, whole idea of investigations, this being a case, it was a sham from the start. There was never when the time the AG came in, it was never supposed to be a real investigation. It was not trying to seek justice. They were surprised that the case got out. It was supposed to be swept right under the rug. Breonna Taylor was just supposed to be another dead N-word, right? They didn't expect this case to blow up like it did. It was looking for that. Daniel Cameron.
5 minutes ago.
What a sorry excuse for a black man. Your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. No more talk. What the ladies talking about?
Somebody said we got 10 thumbs down. Really? Why? Why you want to thumb us down? Why? Why you want to thumb us down? What do we do?
And we've now received the dash cam video from this incident. This is what happened leading up to the killing of Walter Scott. Let's watch it.
Throwback video of the night. Throwback video. Somebody blasting the country music. Turn the music off.
it down. So you don't have any paperwork in the glove box? No registration in there? No insurance? Why is it? Okay. But you're buying this car? Did you already buy it? No, not yet. I'm about to buy it. It's a minute ago you said that you bought it. And you're changing everything over on Monday. I'm sorry about that. All right, we'll be right back with you.
We got 13. Somebody need a life. 13 thumbs down. Now look at the car run too. Who just hit that car for? That's a long song, ain't it?
All right, so there you see it for the first time. We all just saw it for the first time. That's the raw dash cam video from the police officer's vehicle. Michael Slager, you saw him stop Walter Scott ask for his license registration. They discussed the music you were hearing was coming from the police officer's vehicle, and then all of a sudden he went back to his vehicle, the police officer Michael Slager, and then you saw Walter Scott get out of that vehicle, out of that Mercedes, and simply start running. The dash cam video only showing the car. The other video then later picking up, we're showing you the beginning of this dash cam video.
I ain't going no game. No one doing it no good. Now, I wasted your time. I'm sorry. I was whack. That video was wickedy whack. It was whack. Like Duck says, less hate, more love. All too depressing. Summer Breeze said, flagging you for violence and reporting you to news organizations. Hey, Summer Breeze. Why don't you come in here and smell a fart and get a breeze of that? Go ahead and do it. Why are you worried about what I'm doing, Summer Breeze? Don't you got a life? It's 8 of us over here watching this. Why are you worried about it? Ain't like we got 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 people watching. Why you think the news people care about me showing this, the 7 to 8 people? I mean, seriously. You really ain't got no life. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, Summer Breeze. How are you at it? Squeeze my cheese. And get this bum out of here. Summer Breeze. Make you feel fine. Take that kick in your ugly behind. Summer Breeze. Hit the road, chomp. From this chat, you just got dumped. Summer breeze, such a waste. Oh, I got you out my chat with such haste. Summer breeze, you're a scrub. Summer breeze, here you won't get no love. Summer breeze. So make sure you flag me for changing around the Ozzy Brothers Summer Breeze. Make sure you tell them that I sang that too. It's my own words though, but I'm sure you ain't got nothing better to do. Go ahead and tell them that too. Hey, you too. Now that person that came in here had pure hate, now let them know. You want to see some hate? That's the reason why black folk ain't got nothing. We always trying to tear down what somebody doing instead of doing our own thing. If you think I'm doing something wrong, then you come show me how to do it right. But no, that takes work. But you'll go and beg the man to fight for you, right? You're gonna go to the man and beg the man to fight for you. Same way you got these other YouTubers. I'ma call the police. I'ma call the FBI. See, you need a man to fight for you. The same man you complain about, you run to for help. That's why I laugh. Y'all talking about a protest. Who you protesting to? All they gonna do is wait for something else to come up to take your attention away. And you'll be doing something else and they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. They got the power, you got none. Until we really come together and stand up for all the injustice of the world, ain't nothing gonna change. And it ain't gonna be nothing. There ain't gonna be nothing but more stories for me to show. The stories that you don't want me to show. Ain't gonna be nothing but more stories to show. All right, y'all. Now this might get us in trouble. Dang.
Manufacturing made America's middle class before the bottom fell out.
In 60 years, we went from about 100,000 factory workers to probably about 7,000.
100,000 to 7,000?
Now, in many towns and cities, food service is becoming a major economic engine.
I get the feeling this is a place where you see lots of regulars.
Yes, it is.
But one that thrives on low pay and few benefits.
It's literally a slave wage.
You're a two-income household, and yet you're having to rely on a food bank.
Yeah. Barely anybody's making enough to live.
And 14% of the people, of the residents of Howard County, deal with food insecurity.
Clearly there's a lot of need, leaving much of its vast and growing workforce struggling to put food on the table.
I don't remember growing up like this. My mom didn't have to go to food banks. My mom didn't have to, you know what I mean?
How do you survive?
I don't know how I do it some days, honestly, but I have to.
I don't know you. We might get flagged for this. Maybe we ought to stop this. We might get flagged for this. Oh. McDuck says, God needs to come back and fix this messed up world. Continues, he made it while cleaning it up. Automation, robot, technology. Why jobs are gone, just like me. Was 42 people in 1906. Now 2 people. But this world is dog eat dog, McDuck. And you either going to get in it and do what you got to do, or you get left behind. Let's check out our CV cases. Maybe we can get copyrighted for showing the CV cases. Maybe that'll make the summer breeze feel good. We got 7,185,471 cases of the CV in the country today. Deaths, 207,538. But you know, the president said them people don't matter. So, cases that have been closed out of that 7 million. 4,645,113 cases has had an outcome. 4,430,575. 96% have been discharged. 207,538. 4% have died. But now we down to a 4% death ratio. That's still too high. All right, let's check on our numbers here. California, 3,266 new cases. They lost 89 people today. 89 people died in Cali today. Texas picked up 4,435 new cases. They lost 138 people today. Florida picked up 2,541,000. They lost 172 people in Florida today. New York, they picked up 1,043 new cases. They lost 5 people today. Georgia on my mind. We on the midnight train to Georgia. 1,368 new cases in the state of Georgia. 49 people died. Illinois, 2,257 new cases. 30 people died. Arizona, 567 new cases. 34 people died. New Jersey, the old number 2, is now number 8. They picked up 722 new cases. They lost 10. North Carolina coming up behind them. Look at it, y'all. 198 to 205. Less than 7,000 away. They picked up 1,688. They lost 40 people today. Tennessee, 835 new cases. They lost 35 people. Louisiana picked up 577 new cases. They lost 16. Pennsylvania, 840 new cases. They lost 13. Alabama, 1,053 new cases. They lost 18. Ohio, 956 new cases. They lost 27. Virginia, 902 cases. They lost 24. South Carolina, 1,021 new cases. They lost 17. Michigan, what up, though? They picked up 1,078. They lost 6. Massachusetts, 481. They lost 15. Missouri. They picked up 1,670. They lost 29. My state of Maryland. Sweet Maryland. My little itty bitty state of Maryland. We picked up 503 new cases. We lost 7. And thank God I ain't one of them. Indiana, 899 new cases. We lost 18. Wisconsin, 2,392. They lost 6 people. Mississippi. We got a M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. Mississippi picked up 737 and lost 4. Minnesota picked up 912 and lost 3. Washington State picked up 530, no losses. Iowa picked up 1221, 8 losses. Oklahoma 1,083, 11 losses. Arkansas 1,086, 17 losses. Nevada 398 losses. Colorado 548, 3 losses. Utah 1,198, no losses. Kentucky 641, 13 losses. Connecticut 157, 2 losses. Kansas 146, 12 losses. Nebraska 453 new cases, no losses. Idaho 491, 3 losses. Oregon 362, 2 losses. New Mexico 237, 2 losses. Rhode Island 134, 4 losses. South Dakota 463, 8 losses. Delaware 117, 1 loss. North Dakota 479 losses. District of Columbia 56, no losses. West Virginia 202 new cases, 6 losses. Hawaii 90 cases, 2 losses. Montana 330, no losses. New Hampshire 37, no losses. Alaska 128 and they lost 1. Wyoming 136, no losses. Maine 44, no losses. Vermont 2, no losses. Puerto Rico, roll that off. Puerto Rico picked up 1,182 and they lost 10. Guam 28 and they lost 1. No stats for the Virgin Islands. No stats for the Mariana Islands. No stats for the U.S. military today. Veteran Affairs 532, 14 losses. Federal prisons 118 and they lost 1. No stats for nobody else. 7,185,471 total cases so far in the United States of the CV. 45,355 new cases today. Total deaths 207, 538, 940 people died in the United States today. We lost 943 people in the United States today. We lost 943 people in the United States today. But, don't wear no mask. Don't social distance. Don't wash your hands. You ain't got to do none of that. But Duck Farmer says sound like the horse races of the stock market. No, that's the people that's getting infected with this disease and dying. Almost every state is picking up something. So it's in every state now. It's all 50 states and Puerto Rico and Hawaii and Guam and the Virgin Islands. McDuck Farmer says more died in wars today. But those people were fighting for something. They were fighting for something. You got 900 and some people that died today for nothing. They died today for nothing. The government should be giving out 3 free 3M masks, P100, not P95, P100 or N100. P100 is European. KN100 will be Chinese. We should be giving these masks out to the people and make it mandatory, and we should have places that fit the mask to your face. And they should be free. Since you don't want to close the border down, that should be free. Hand sanitizer should be given out to the people. So that every time they touch a doorknob, they touch a door handle, they pull on the door, they hit an elevator button, God darn it, they touch a shopping cart, they can sanitize their hands so they don't put their hands in the nose or the mouth. Do y'all understand? This disease is preventable. But everybody got to do their part. You don't want to be locked in the house for 15 days. At least everybody should wear a mask and carry hand sanitizer with them. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? If everybody do that, these numbers will go down. Stop eating out in restaurants. Take it outside and sit on a bench somewhere and eat your food by yourself. But nobody can't walk by and drop some droplets on you. Stop going to the clubs and dancing. You know what? If you wouldn't suffocate, that's not a bad idea to make a body condom. Make everybody walk around with a body condom. Just have the openings for the eyes, have the openings for the nose, and have an opening for the mouth, and then put a mask over the nose and mouth. That's a pretty good idea. Let everybody walk around. Yeah, but the problem is Donald Trump gave the mask away. He got rid of them. Got rid of the doctors too. And had to call them back. I'd have made them pay me some money. Hey, you just fired me, fool. You don't want to come back and work for you again when I got made up a job. Yeah, give me some money. I need some money, man. You got to bring some money my way. You don't have to give me a couple $. Well, you know, you do have an idea damn mucked up. But the problem with your idea is people gonna say the same thing. When I go to hug grandma, I don't feel nothing. When I go freak the girl in the club, I don't feel her body ache. You got me wearing this daggone rubber suit. Got me wearing this chicken suit. I don't feel nothing. When I go shake hands, I don't feel the grip of the person that's shaking my hand. I can't tell. You can tell by the grip whether or not somebody's sincere. I can't tell, so I'm not going to wear it. That's going to be your problem. The same way the young people don't like to wear a condom, nobody is going to want to wear a full body suit. He said, install sensors like gaming systems. If everybody could leave each other alone for a while, it would go away on its own. If people can stay distant. I tell you, when I get around people, I get nervous. I try to breathe through my nose, hoping if something do get through the mask, my nose hairs will catch it. Hopefully I can blow it out by doing like this. You know. But this the times we in. All the president got to do is shut down the borders. Give it a good 17 days. Lock everybody in the house. Give everybody some money so they can stay entertained. You know, you think about doing your man cave. Spend that $17. And then 4 or 5 grand, hooking up your man cave. For those of you that think about building the kids a tree house or putting a pool in the backyard, or you can go out there and do it yourself. Just make sure you stay on your property. Keep yourself busy. You was going to add a wing on to the house? Hey, you got 17 days. Get cracking on it. You know? That's things you can do. Naya said she'd be right back. All right, back, Naya. I'm just saying to y'all, that's things that you can do. You don't need nobody to help. That's all we got to do. Lock it down. And then at least we can have it down to the point where we can go outside. Don't let nobody in the country. They have to be quarantined. You want to come in the country? 14-day quarantine. Any outsiders want to come in the country? 14-day quarantine. If you leave the country and want to come back in, 14-day quarantine. So we're going to need to have a hotel or centers or even tents, whatever it is, where you can put these people up and give them a TV and make sure they eat good for 14 days. And then we know they're okay to go into the country. And there you go. There you go. What's the problem? You said 1 more year, you mean 1 more month when I'll be here. Because when the flu start up, oh man, you're going to have the flu and the CV fighting for victims. You're going to have the flu and the CV fighting for victims. And if we do have a drop in numbers, people are going to relax. And guess what? They're going to shoot back up again. If people relax, the numbers are going to shoot back up again. This CV ain't going nowhere for a while. And if you got children, make sure that you clean up behind them. Make sure they don't put their hands in their mouth. Children forever putting their hands in. Teach them, if they're going to put their hands in their mouth or up their nose or in the ear or in the eye, get some hand sanitizer. Give them their own bottle. Tell them every time you touch something, sanitize your hand. You know? This is something that we can stop. But some people don't want to wear a mask. And those be the people that don't die. That's the sad part. They be the ones that don't die. I'm dead serious. So we're gonna have to go ahead and get our own we're gonna have to get another channel up since people are threatening to take off this one. We're gonna have to get our own. All right, this was 4 hours ago. Breaking news. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news.
Now out of Dallas, Chopper 11 over the scene right now. Police investigating a deadly shooting. This is along Central Expressway, not far from downtown. You can see that white SUV there off the side of the road and what appears to be bullet holes through the back windshield. It happened this afternoon, the southbound service road just past Lemon Avenue. There's no word yet on what happened. We're still working to get information on this, but again, you can see that white SUV there. A passerby says that they did see someone in the car. Dallas police say they are working to get information about this, but traffic on the service road has been shut down. Again, this is on Central Expressway near Lemon, and you can see there just a huge police presence on the scene of this deadly shooting. We're going to continue to work to get more information about this. We'll bring you updates as we get them.
All righty, I'm tired of all this depressing news. And I see my bike in action. Can I see my next bike in action? Can I get some good news? Can I get something that's gonna make me smile? Let's check out this video. Yeah, look at the girly bike. Ah, it's so girly. Yeah. You didn't catch me on that bike. There's a guy pumping, oh, you sissy. There you go. That's my next bike right there.
Before we begin, please don't forget to click subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all of our next video.
That's my next bike right there.
The Swagtron EV8 electric, foldable and all-terrain grease bike that provides enhanced off-road mobility. Cyclists can choose between 3 driving modes: accelerator only, assisted pedal only. The folding way is very convenient. The frame has a crank with a manual lock that allows you to fold comfortably, same as the pedals. The handlebar is easily disassembled to accommodate at one side, just like the seat. Which result, it occupies very little space and can be stored in a small space in your work or home. The 350-watt motor allows you to cruise at speeds up to 6 miles per hour, and the bike is powered by a high-performance battery that will reach ranges of up to 21.4 miles. Comes standard with a rack and fenders for all your adventures. Remember that the Swagtron EV8 battery takes between 5 and 6 hours for a full charge. Also, its battery is removable for easy transport if you plan to travel or just store it in the back of your SUV. The ultra-resistant aluminum alloy frame of the EV8 hybrid bike can accommodate cyclists up to 264.5 pounds. Most e-bikes that can be described with words like unique or eye-catching also have eye-catching prices. So for the EV8 to be priced at $799 is pretty innovative itself.
21 miles.
If you like the video, then hit the like and share with your friends. Comment down below to let us know your thoughts on the rumored of this Swagtron EV8 bike. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and press the bell icon to get notified for our next videos.
Now, if I didn't get that one, if I don't get that one, I'm getting it. Now, let's take a look at this. And I'll get this one.
So you're a business that's thriving.
And we were just looking at the 8. This is the 7. It's on sale for $4.99. Don't get that one.
Dad, Brett, my friend Robbie. We're co-founders of Electric E-Bikes.
Oh man, you got me.
Hey everyone, Micah here with Electric. Today I'm reviewing the Swagtron EV7 Plus, budget level electric folding bike. Let's take it for a ride.
Now we'll be getting that one. They don't have front shocks, but they got back shocks.
Swagtron EV7 Plus is the latest edition of one of Swagtron's best-selling e-bikes. The bike is just $699, putting it in the ultra-budget e-bike category. At that price, it's hard to ask too much from it, but it still comes with some decent performance specs. It has a top speed of 18 miles per hour or 30 kilometers per hour, thanks to its 350-watt rear hub. And the acceleration is actually pretty good, since the small 16-inch wheel helps the motor put out more torque than larger wheels. The bike can get up to 20 miles or 32 kilometers of range, but that will require some pedaling help from you. There's both pedal assist and throttle, and while I'm guilty of using mostly throttle, the bike is certainly pedalable as well. That being said, there is a limit to how fast you can pedal it. That's because the small wheels make it hard to pedal the bike much faster than around 12 miles per hour or 20 kilometers per hour. You do get a 7-speed Shimano drivetrain, which is actually surprising because a lot of bikes in this price range use cheaper, non-branded bike components. So the Shimano drivetrain is definitely a plus. But even with 7 gears, you get past the fact that the small wheels just can't be pedaled very fast with a single reduction. If you want to go faster than around 12 or 13 miles per hour, it's going to be throttle only for you. Another surprising feature of this bike, especially considering its price class, is that it comes with rear suspension. Now this is not mountain bike suspension, of course, and you're not going to be doing anything crazy, but it's sufficiently cushy that it will absolutely absorb a good bit of the road shock and just make for a nicer ride. While it'd be nice if there was front suspension as well, if you look at the weight distribution of the EV7 Plus, the weight is really over that rear wheel, so the rear suspension is going to be much more effective in terms of creating a comfortable ride compared to if there was front suspension. I did do a few curb hops here with a 6-inch or so drop, and the bike actually absorbed the drops pretty well. This would be a lot more jarring with a hardtail e-bike, so the bike does get props here. To be honest, it's unlikely that you're ever going to have both wheels in the air like this on a standard commute, but the bike can do it should you ever find yourself in that situation. The folding nature of the bike makes it great as a commuter e-bike, since with a quick fold, you could fit it under your desk or carry it onto a subway train. That means it has the utility of a scooter, but the comfort of a bicycle. It's only about 40 pounds, which means short carries shouldn't be too much of an issue for most people. The battery is also removable. To remove it, you first fold the bike in the center. From there, you'll expose the keyhole, where if you turn the key to unlock the battery, you'll expose a little folding handle on top of the battery. There, you just grab that little sucker and the battery slides right out. Check out how small the battery is. I mean, it's only 230 watt hours, so we knew it wasn't going to be too big, but in terms of sticking this little guy in a backpack or perhaps even the pocket of a pair of cargo shorts, it's pretty easy to bring a spare one with you if you needed it. All in all, I'd say I'm quite happy with the Swagtron EV7 Plus. Now, is it an amazing bike? No, of course not. I'd expect to get a couple years of moderate use out of it though, which is about all you can ask from a bike in this price class. It's not a bike you're going to pass on to your grandkids, but it is going to get the job done as a good urban commuter for a budget. And that's what most people are looking for in an affordable e-bike like this.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that review. If you did, why don't you give it a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you can check out all of our electric vehicle videos. See you next time.
All right. Now, let's go to swagtron.com. Swagtron.com. Now let's go to electric bikes. La 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 la. Okay, so it's the Elite. It's not the Plus. He had the Plus. So it's the Elite that's on sale. There's the 6. That's $6.99. Plus the $6.99. Oh, the Elite is only $5.99. What was the price of that one though? Wasn't that $4.99? Hold on. Yeah, that's $4.99. The Elite EB7 Elite. EB7 Elite. They got it $5.99, but you can get it on clearance for $4.99. I'm trying to see what the difference is between the two. They both look similar. They both 7s. They both look similar. I'm trying to see is one better than the other. There's the 8. That's 800. That's why I said it's a $300 difference between getting the 8, which got shocks in the front and the back, and fat tires. My bike ain't even show up. My bike ain't even show up. Where's my bike at? There it is. There's my bike right there. Look at it. It's down to $349. That's my bike right there. See, that's the one. I'm trying to decide. Plus. What's the difference between the Plus and the Elite? That's a good question. That's a very good question. What's the difference between the Plus and the Elite? All right, this is the same company. Okay, this is the Elite. What are you doing? All right, the EB7 Elite. Come on, man. What are you doing? The eco-friendly Swagtron EB7 is a commuter's dream. This folded electric bike can reach max throttle speeds of 15.5 miles per hour and has a range of up to 15.5 miles thanks to its robust 357 watt powered by a swappable 36 volt lithium battery. The EB7 recharges in 2 to 3 hours. It has a very rear suspension, air-filled 16-inch tires to provide more stability, comfort, and traction. Folds down to a compact size for easy storage. Adjustable seats, padded grips, electric horn, bright ED light, keep you safe. Advanced rear suspension, air-filled 16-inch tires to provide more stability, comfort, and traction. Goes down to a compact. Okay. All right, 15.5 miles per hour. Range per charge, 15.5 miles. Ooh, battery. Okay, let's back out of there. Now that's 15.5. Now what's the range on the Plus? Looks the same, doesn't it? Same number. Now what's the difference on here? 7-speed Shimano system reaches speeds of 55 miles per hour. How far is the battery range? Okay, now I forgot about that. Let's check this out. Yeah, that was the pro we was looking at. Reggie is live, but he home. What, is he in the house?
Yeah. I got a street IQ, you feel me? I got a street IQ. I'm glad I ain't never finished school. Be chilling. Oh yeah, it's a war zone. Look at it. I'm kind of white, so don't trip, man. Don't trip. I'm kind of white, man. Don't trip. Don't trip. On my white side of the game. You just gotta get your facts together. Stop being scary, man. Can't be scared forever, man. You can't be scared forever. What's up, Tampa guy? Yeah, these motherfuckers will never ever pull up. It's just a little internet game. Look at this chat. If you ever see this chat, my chat don't even be worse than this. They be trying. I mean, Mondo good at ignoring shit.
Okay. Well. Yeah, they still out there protesting. Reggie left early. All right, y'all. Nadia gave us this link. All right, this is about the guy up there, the guy on the horse.
Were you sexually abused by a Boy Scout leader?
Y'all remember that?
How y'all doing? Last night, y'all. About what happened on Monday? What are people saying to you online? Basically, I'm getting credit saying that I can just they can just kneel on my neck. Yeah. Basically, that they can kneel on my neck. They can hang me, my ass. And basically, if they ever see me, it's not gonna be no fight. What do you respond to those? I basically just look at it, I open it and send them my thumbs up and I just close it. I can't change the way a person feels. Like a person just go off the first thing they hear and don't do research. That's what's wrong with a lot of people. We just go off what social media say and don't do research and just run with it. That's the problem with the human generation. Adam, what would you say to some of those same people, those groups who are criticizing what happened Monday and how do you address those people? Look at my history when it comes down to my horse. If you look up the Dreadhead Cowboy, you'll hear about all types of things I did for the community. My focus is on kids' lives matter because if you look up the history when it comes down to kids getting killed, 2020 is the highest rate. It comes down to kids getting assassinated, getting killed, getting murdered. And it ain't right. And everybody's trying to stay away from that part. And that's very important. That's an important topic that we need to stick on. Because 20, 30 years from now, who's going to take care of us? What's the status of your voice? Have they told you what the I actually been looking for my horse. They not telling me anything about my horse. What I am doing, looking for a lawyer so we can get the ball rolling, so we can prove that ain't nothing wrong with the horse.
And Adam, how many horses do you own? And just talk about the love you have for horses in the past years.
I have 5 horses, and I've been my first time ever. I'm just gonna go into. I'm an animal lover, period. Like all my life, I've always been an animal lover. And 4 years ago was my first chance ever being around a horse. And 2 years later, my first chance owning a horse. And I fell in love with horses since then. And I done owned up to 9 horses. And when I say it's a beautiful thing to own a horse, and I can even tell y'all, the people that don't know anything about horses from looking from the outside in, would think that what I did was cruelty to animals. But if you go to the racetrack, 100 times worse if you go to the circus, worse, and then what? I'm sorry, okay. Like it's a way worse than what I do to my horse. I probably could have did a little bit less, but I had to make a statement.
I know you surprised that you were charged.
Yes, I was actually surprised I was charged, and for them to have me in the station for 2 days, not knowing what they were gonna charge me with, it was very I really didn't know what was going on, but I feel like, matter of fact, I know I'm okay. So. Good.
Adam, would you do it all again, or do you plan more protests like this?
Would I do it again? That's how I do it again. If I had to, I've been in jail. I had a background. I'm not perfect. If I had to go to jail for something like that, that was something worth going to jail for. And I didn't mean no harm on my horse at all. I'm a horse loving person, an animal loving person. My focus is kids' lives matter. And if a person can't agree with that, I don't know what to call them.
Do you plan to do more?
Damn it.
I sense boredom in you.
All right, shut up. Boredom in your commercial.
Yes. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Kids' lives matter. Kids' lives matter. I'm not giving up until I'm not the only one out here. I shouldn't be the only one out here.
Adam, what message do you have for the kids that's actually supporting you? Because on social media, I see a lot of teams in your movement. What message do you have for them?
Just keep on paying attention and just have my back. I promise you I'm not gonna let y'all down. It's about y'all. I had my childhood. Now it's time for y'all to have y'all childhood.
What's next?
I love kids.
Hey, Adam, what's next? What's next?
What's next? We gotta focus on this case. And I need to get my horse back. That's my focus right now, getting my horse back. I love my horse. Wanna get out?
Nobody thought you were catching case? Y'all planned it out?
Actually, I had reached out to the state's attorney. I mean, not the state's attorney. I had reached out to the state trooper, the headquarters, and basically let them know what I was doing before I was doing it. And they actually told me they were gonna call me back, but never called me back. So I took matter into my own hand because it's a big deal to me.
Well, they're not gonna tell you they're gonna arrest you. They're just gonna come and get you.
Right, you're just right about that. And I was prepared for it. Like I had my other son with me that day. He was trying to come with me. I told him that Daddy might be getting locked up today, and I was prepared for it. But I didn't think it was gonna go had win.
Well, the big question of the day: does the horse have a lawyer? They want to talk about how bad the horse has been. They want to talk about the possibility of the horse needing to be euthanized. We cannot believe it. We cannot trust this government. So the question there is, the horse is a living creature. Why doesn't the horse have legal representation in this? Why hasn't an independent veterinarian been called and gone in and done a determination of how badly injured the horse is, and maybe the horse doesn't need to be euthanized, maybe just put out to pasture, tired. So the horse needs representation also.
Free legal matter.
Well, I can't speak on that. Only thing I can speak on is that
Damn. Ready for you that time. The horses, of course. A horse, of course.
About my horse. And I got doctors that's willing to go check on my horse. But basically, they not giving me no information when it comes down to my horse. So I was told my horse didn't collapse when I arrived on 97 off the bridge. But I didn't see. I seen on the camera from the helicopter that the dreadhead cowboy was standing on the horse on the saddle, and the horse wasn't collapsed. So if the horse collapsed and in plain view of the camera, then I don't know what to say.
What do you say about the news that they might be using?
I feel like that's just a way to make the situation seem worse than it is, because I'm a black brother and I'm doing very good for the community and standing up for the kids' lives matter movement and not focus on anything else, and bringing awareness to kids' lives matter. Because without them, there ain't no point in me being here. Everything I do is for them. I didn't have a bad background. I didn't have a rough childhood growing up. But this area right here, my stomping ground, born and raised over here. So that's why I had y'all to come over here. Because I love my community. I love my city. So I'm not giving up. This little bump on the head right now, it's hurtful. It's hurtful, but I'ma come over it because I'm a strong individual, and my mama raised a man.
So where's blood bleeding? We didn't see that on camera. How do you respond to that?
Look, I did see the horse bleeding, but have you been to a racetrack before? Have you been to the circus? Have you been to a farm where they work horses? You don't see no scars. You go to any. I give you $5,000. You go to any stable. You go inside a stall and you don't see no cuts on no horse. Of course, you get cut up back in on the trailer. Anything. So that's right. That's my answer to that.
Again, why did you choose that location?
My horse named Nunu. And the reason I chose this area right now is because my goal is to build a barn in the community, and I love to own this land right here. I've been reaching out to the person that owned it. I haven't got no response. So if y'all looking at the news conference, I really appreciate if you reach out to me. I'm willing to pay the money. It's something for a good cause, and I feel like you should be up on the board when it comes down to this matter.
And again, the barn will be for your 5 horses that are still, where are they now? In the suburbs.
In the suburbs.
And you have 5.
I have 5 of them. Instead of we have to go to the suburbs to have horseback riding and kids to learn everything they need to know about a horse, we'll have it here. I feel like that'll change a lot of lives. It changed my life. I used to be them kids, and it really changed my life.
What the? Damn. Oh, that daggone noise.
Any more questions? One more thing. I called upon the mayor, Lori. When she called upon me, I was there for her. Because she stressed out about the census, and I was there for her. What I did Monday was my stress signal. Lori, come and help me. I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. Any Chicago rappers, Common, Kanye West, Chance the Rapper, Swifter, come and support me. It's a good cause. I'm only one person. And it's hard. And I really appreciate everybody for coming out. Pray for me. I shall overcome it. I love y'all.
Redhead cowboy. He's outside of kid.
All right. Alrighty, y'all. That was Cowboy. That was Cowboy. So now y'all see what he did wasn't really that big of a deal. It'd be like if you take a bike on the expressway, if you take a mobility scooter on the expressway, really they can give you a ticket. But because they followed him and took up time and held up traffic, so they really mad. They mad. But technically, there ain't much they can do to him except give him a fine. So they trying to use the bleeding hearts of the animal lovers. Look how the horse was pushed. He pushed that horse so bad. You should get him for animal cruelty. The horse did what a horse supposed to do. It rode its owner. It just happened to be on the freeway instead of being in the hills of Montezuma. It was on the freeway. So that ain't gonna work. Okay, well then let's go after the horse. Let's take his horse from him. And let's once again use the bleeding hearts. See, we're not gonna focus on why he did it. We're not gonna focus on why he put himself out there like that. Let's focus on, will we have to kill the horse or not? Why would the horse have to be killed? The horse didn't break his leg. Normally if a horse break his leg, the owner will put him down because he can't ride him no more. That don't mean the horse can't live a life. It just means it's no good to the owner. But that horse did that incredible thing. Somebody will buy that horse and take care of it. And be able to say, I got that horse right here. One that was on the freeway. What do y'all think? The man said that he told the state police he was going to do it. And they didn't tell him. They said, we'll get back to you. They didn't say, nah, don't do it, bro. I wouldn't advise it. So if the man tell you he going to do it and he do it, how you get mad? Hell, you ate a horse? I'm just saying, y'all. I say yes, the horse shouldn't be euthanized unless he's suffering and close to death. They want to euthanize him to make a point. They can't do nothing to the man. All they do is find him. You know, he didn't do anything. What did he do? He rode a horse on the freeway. He rode a horse on the freeway. He didn't ride it through the swamps with crocodiles and alligators waiting to bite the legs off the horse. He rode it on the road. Police ride horses. We saw horses at the ride. They was out there on the concrete. But that man got the horse pulling the carts. And he going, watermelon, fresh cherries, banana. That horse is walking on the concrete. So do we need to get him? When the horse is performing in the circus and doing all them tricks, do you think they don't get cut? They don't bleed? I'm just asking the question. I see somebody that was trying to do something. Could he have done it a better way? Yeah. But would he got the attention that he got? No. I ain't saying for everybody to go out there and ride a horse and a camel and a llama up and down the freeway. But I'm just saying the dude was trying to get some attention for his cause. The police knew that he wasn't a danger or a threat because he told them he was going to do it beforehand. So don't try and come in now and be like, yeah, we're going to lock you up. Let me show his message. They locked the man up for 2 days and they ain't tell him why. Man, that's rough right there. Mm-hmm. Looking for something to look at. Mob turns on Joe Biden. What Joe Biden do?
Earlier, we brought you a story of President Trump and Melania Trump mourning at the casket of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Promptly, when they appeared, the leftist mob began to boo and chant, vote him out, completely disrespecting a moment of solemn reflection. Well, Joe Biden's not immune to it either. The leftist mob turned on him after he makes a forbidden statement about those Louisville officers who were shot last night. Now, before I get into this report, if you're new to the channel, I invite you to tap the red subscribe button down below, then hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when the latest news breaks. Heard from Emily Larson at the Washington Examiner. She reports that leftists criticized Joe Biden for a tweet, a simple tweet, that condemned violence and offered prayers for the police officers shot in Louisville, Kentucky during protests and riots that followed a grand jury decision relating to the death of Breonna Taylor. Yes, you cannot, condemn violence on the left anymore. It has to be praised. You can't offer prayer. It will be condemned. Now let's take a look at some of these tweets. Even amidst the profound grief and anger, today's decision generated violence is never and can never be the answer. Those who engage in it must be held accountable. Jill and I are keeping the officers shot tonight in Louisville in our prayers. We wish them both a swift and full recovery. That is what the former vice president and Democrat presidential nominee tweeted out last night. Many leftists and
also to the family of Breonna
Taylor were not
Taylor.
Pleased that Biden quickly condemned violence and turned the focus to the police officers who were shot. Kienga Amata Taylor, an assistant professor of African American Studies at Princeton University, compared Biden's rhetoric to that of President Trump. That when this is also voter suppression. This is also voter suppression. When black people are being killed and months of protests produce nothing but insults and abuse by the police, not a good time to do both sides. It's as tone deaf as Trump's very fine people. Another tweet here comparing it to very fine people. Unbelievable. You just can't win, right? Here's another one. When people tell you
they feel miserable about voting or are still apathetic about it, it's not because they don't understand what's at stake. It's because you're asking them to vote for a guy who, tonight of all nights, is out here going, I hope the cops are okay. That was from or a hack. So, another one, commentator James Kassar called Biden's tweet morally bankrupt. Those who engage in it must be held accountable. And it doesn't hold violent police accountable, but sure hold the police in your prayers. Morally dumb. Joe Biden, you're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Good luck winning that 2020 election, bud. Comment below. We'll see you at the next report for the Next News Network. I'm Gary. Thank you for watching that report. You know, if you work for a company for years.
Hi. What was that? Thank you. Anything good over here?
Against police brutality in response to multiple police killings of African Americans, but there are incidents of everyday racism that continue to be recorded and shared online. Here's one that happened last week in San Francisco when a white couple called the police after they saw a man, a person of color, writing Black Lives Matter in chalk onto the side of his own property.
Hi, I'm asking you if this is your property.
Why are you asking?
Because it's private property.
Because it's private property,
So,
sir.
are you defacing private property, or is this your property?
If I did live here and it was my property, this would be absolutely fine.
If it,
And you don't know if I live here or if this is my property.
actually, that's why we're asking.
Oh, really? Because you live here, right? You said so. Oh, okay. Then I suggest you call them or call the police. Or because you're accusing me of a crime, correct?
What is your first name, sir?
I'm not answering. I'm not talking to you. You're talking to me. I'm asking you questions. Neither am I.
Actually, you are. Because it's
Really?
property.
Oh, okay. Well, then call the cops. Lisa and Robert. I'll be right here. Bye. And that, people, is why Black Lives Matter.
James Juanillo, who is Filipino and identifies as a person of color, this is him, has lived in San Francisco in his home of nearly 20 years. He said when the police eventually did show up, they recognized him immediately and left without getting out of their car. The couple has since apologized. The man in the video has been fired from his job at Raymond James, the financial firm. Joining me now to talk about this is Christian Cooper, who just went through this very thing 3 weeks ago. He was bird watching in New York Central Park, which is what he does, when a white woman called the police on him, knowing that she was being taped doing this after he asked her to leash her dog, which is what you're supposed to do in Central Park. The incident happened a few hours before George Floyd was killed. Also joining me is MSNBC correspondent Tremaine Lee, who has reported extensively on these microaggressions, these everyday instances of racism in 2018 for MSNBC's Emmy-nominated special, Everyday Racism. Thank you to both of you for being here. Mr. Cooper, let me just start with you, because your incident was more sinister. A woman called the police and said that you were threatening her life, which as a black man in America could actually cause you to lose your life.
Well, she was very specific also about mentioning that I'm an African-American man several times on the call, with the expectation that that would bring the cops whistling down on my head with special vengeance. So yes, it was more sinister, potentially with more deadly consequences. I don't like to speculate as to whether or not that was more deadly consequences were going to happen. But what's really revelatory is that she went there. That in that moment, when she was looking to get an edge in our confrontation, she decided to go to that dark racial place. And it's interesting in this example that we just saw from San Francisco. I love how that guy handled it, because he did exactly everything I think you're supposed to do. He did not grant them any power over him. He did not feel obliged to answer any of their questions. He just continued to do what he knew he was entitled to do and let them go off and do what they thought they needed to do. And they're suffering the consequences for it.
But it could go the other way. That's the danger, right? He said something interesting. I had somebody tweet me and say, why didn't he just tell him that that was his place? Tell me why why people of color don't have to do that. They don't have to answer those questions about whether this is my place or not.
Because for the same reason that I didn't stop reporting the scofflaw behavior I was capturing on my iPhone when that woman threatened to call the police on me and told an African-American man was threatening her life. Because you don't participate in your own dehumanization. You don't give them the power to determine your actions when you're not doing anything wrong, to alter your behavior, to comply to their wishes, to give in to their desire to be satisfied, to be comforted, to have their unwarranted fears placated by you justifying your existence. You just don't do it. It's against any principle of human dignity.
Tremaine Lee, you actually documented these things. You've talked about these things. Some people call them microaggressions, but microaggressions is a difficult term because it seems micro, it seems small. The consequence of these things, including what happened to Mr. Cooper, could be very consequential. He says he doesn't want to speculate, but we see enough evidence that when somebody calls and says there's an African-American man who's threatening my life, that could be dangerous.
These everyday forms of racism or microaggression, they happen so routinely that they almost seem benign, but they are anything but. When you call for an armed response for people sitting in a Starbucks or sleeping in your dorm room or renting an Airbnb or bird watching in Central Park, you are immediately putting that man's life in danger. And any interaction with police and black folks, especially given how we've been criminalized over time, we've seen these outcomes. And we also like to give cute names. We call them Karen, or you'll find some way to kind of poke fun at it. But this is really dangerous, and we've seen it time and again. Let's think about John Crawford just a few years ago in a Walmart who picked up a toy gun off the shelf, and within seconds, police arrived and shoot him dead because he was being targeted and followed by customers inside because of fear of some shoplifting or what. Again, his own flesh was criminalized. So it happens so often, we think it's nothing, but these are part of a bigger spoke that once they get rolling, we've seen some very, very dangerous outcomes.
Mr. Cooper, I'm sorry to talk about you in the third person while Tremaine's here. I know that that's not, you're here and you can answer for yourself. The woman who did this to you has apologized. The woman who did this to the gentleman in San Francisco has apologized. Both of them have suffered consequences, as have their, in the case of the woman in San Francisco, her husband was fired from his job as well. What is supposed to happen? Do you think that there's a lesson to be learned by everybody who sees these videos, that I'm full of these little racist sentiments? Because I think people are uncomfortable with the idea that they might actually be racist.
Well, we all make assumptions. That's human nature. We look at people and we judge based on how they present themselves, their hair, their clothes, all sorts of manner of presentation. We make snap judgments about people. That's human nature. That's not going to change. The problem with it is that people in these cases are not just making snap judgments based on clothes or hair, but also on skin color. That becomes another factor. And the other problem is that when these snap judgments are made, too often they lead to dire consequences like the death of George Floyd or the death, particularly of Ahmaud Arbery, who was the young man who went jogging in Georgia and was chased down by two white guys in a white van simply for going jogging because they made an assumption based on his skin color that he was up to no good, and he ended up dead. And they self-defense and almost got away with it. So I guess the point is we all make assumptions, but you've got to check yourself. You know, if you're going to make an assumption before you make that stupid boneheaded comment, before you insert yourself into the situation, check yourself. Why am I doing this? Why am I making this? Is race really a factor here? And 9 times out of 10, I think you might find, unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
Are you really calling the cops a police?
That was funny.
You run away from them, you're suspicious. And now they call the cops on you when you take your time? It's golf. That's what golf is for. Like, you know what the problem in America is? Is that white people call the police like they're asking for the manager. Like, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I demand to see someone who might shoot you. Come on. Now, luckily in this case, the police handled it correctly and there were no arrests. In fact, I like to think the police only showed up because they didn't believe that there were 5 black women playing golf. Like, Marty, bring the camera. This is going to be insane. Like, I'm glad that nothing happened to women, but I would like to hear the sports cast for that. Only there was an announcer who was like, okay, up and a race war is breaking out in the 4th hole. These douchebags have never seen black women before. All the cops have let them go. Very nice. Very nice. Phoenix is our first. I'm a groundhog. I haunt the ground. That's what I do. I haunt the ground. The news is making the groundhog seem like the bad guy. Oh, he was trying to block the trap. Next, the news will be pulling up that groundhog's Facebook, finding every picture where he looks like a thug. I know how this goes. And in response to this incident, the National Association of Groundhogs just released a statement saying, if this is how humans want to play it, fine. We're bringing back 6 more weeks of winter, bitches.
Alrighty. That was the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. I know we're going to get flagged for that, but yeah, it was good. I'm sorry. That guy was funny. Oh, man. We're going to pay for that one. Oh, there it is. Yup. Content issues detected. Uh-oh. Yeah. But we only got 3 hours and I can edit it out. I knew it. Hopefully we don't get blocked. I'm sorry. That was good, YouTube. I'm sorry. You get us. That was good. Oh, man. I'm ready to go in there and edit that out. That daggone shame. That guy was hilarious. I'm sorry. I enjoyed that video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to pay for it later on. Yes, sir. We definitely going to pay for that. Ain't no getting around it. We definitely going to pay for that one. All right, YouTube, we stopped showing it. Yeah, I just hope that they don't. I hope that they don't strike the channel. But I'll edit it out later if they don't. Hopefully, we be all right. I'm sorry. That show was funny. The black lady was funny too. What? He's 6'4". He got a Mercedes. He ain't got no wedding ring. I'm on the way. That was funny. Oh. God said he gonna put a bullet in your head for $4. I don't even think it cost. Was it the Family Dollar? What was that, like a $2 Barbie doll? They did all that for a $2 Barbie doll. Follow them people. Pull them guns out. Acting like They just killed 10 people for a dollar store Barbie doll. It's a dollar store. Everything in there ain't a dollar. It was Family Dollar. But still, you got to figure that doll ain't cost no more than $4. That's on the high range. And you know it wasn't no real Barbie neither. A knockoff. That was a knockoff Barbie. Oh, how he said that. Take it off. Like I say, we only been online for 3 hours and 51 minutes, so as long as we won't go over 6, we all right. We ain't nowhere near. Man, that was rough right there. But even though he was making jokes, it is something wrong when we judge people how they look and don't give them a chance to show us how they really are. That's why it's best to listen first and then talk. Listen and then respond. Be slow to anger. Be slow to judgment. Check everything out. Things go so much smoother when we do that. Saturday, we get our, what do you call it? Saturday, we get the shoulder vest that I ordered. It goes over, put it on, goes over your shoulder. I didn't get the double strap, but I know my fat butt ain't gonna fit it, but I got the one strap. And phone will go, the strap will go around, but it's not a double one, it's a single one. So it's just around the neck and on the side, and the phone will be right here. So hopefully we can get the clear picture. But what phone we gonna use is gonna be the question. What phone we're gonna use is gonna be the question. Because, well, actually, it won't be the question. When that technician get here, if he can't bring us up to at least 4.5 gigabyte on the upload, I don't have no use for the DSL. I couldn't even run the show. I tried. And that's the reason why I started the show. And yeah, it was on private. So I put it on private to test it out. Man, I went on and unplugged that Ethernet cord. But I'm running the tablet. And the 2 phones over here, I'm running them on a DSL Wi-Fi. And the phone is running the show and the tablet. So like I said, we had problems in the beginning. I still had it on. I had put each one on a different channel. And then I kept going to my channel, this channel, while they were on another channel so that we could get a different like and a different view. And it looked like somebody hit us with 13 thumbs down. And see, I could say something, but I'm not. I'm gonna let God deal with them. Because despite your thumbs down, we still had a pretty good show. And if your thumbs down keep people from seeing it, that's too bad. I think we had a pretty good show today. Saturday, gotta go out and wait. I think it'll fit in the mailbox. It should fit. It's nothing but a strap. It should fit in the mailbox. What kind of box they put it? But it should fit in the. Should put it in the bag. We'll get the strap. And like I say, the funny thing was, during the show, I ordered that. And then when I stopped the show, at 6 in the morning, I had transferred, remember I told y'all, I had transferred that money over, but that the Discover Bank moved like a real bank. It takes 4 or 5 days for a transfer to go through. On the Cash App, Chimes, and the PayPal, you can do it in 2 days or you can do it now. And it usually costs between $25 and $60. But you can do the instant transfer for a charge. You couldn't do the instant transfer. That's why I had to go to the market the other day. They had to be on the phone with them all day. They kept putting me on hold. I couldn't order anything. And the only reason I ordered something tonight was because they tried to hit me with a $27 payment. Now remember, I got the $21 back. They were talking about they wasn't going to refund. I got that back. I ran down to the store and spent it. And I paid the they tried to get 27 that wasn't due to the 27th. I knew that it was clear. The card came for the Discover. Now I can get to it. And that's why I ordered something in that. As I see, I got them to forget that money, so. The tablet went offline. Why did you go offline? Why did the tablet go offline? Why they keep putting us on that tower? I don't understand why they keep putting us on that tower over there. We got a tower right here. I got everything aimed over here. I got an antenna up in the window. I got it aimed over there. They keep trying to send us over there. Like I said, I ordered. Only because, hey, I got the first month for free. They still haven't realized that I took back the 21. Well, it was 19. Maybe that's why they ain't realized it. They still got $1 or something. But anyway, we finding out what's going on. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not impressed. The phone does better. It's just not consistent. If the phone was consistent, we wouldn't have no problem. Pay out $40 a month and be done with it. That's about it. So, anybody have any final comments on the topics we talked about today? Did anybody have any comments on any of the stories that we saw, or any of the topics? The tips on how to handle your finances during this pandemic. Anybody have any comments on? Will you be going out to dine in this pandemic? Will you be eating in a restaurant and have your food sitting out for somebody to walk by and just dribble the CV on your food. Just droplets just coming out the mouth. Just come out the mouth. Just to see your stuff. That stuff going in your drink. And then you're going to drink it. That's anybody gonna be eating out? Are you afraid to eat out? Are you afraid of the CV? Are you staying in the house? Are you staying away from people? How are you being affected by the virus? How has your living situation changed? And that you know that it's possible for kids to have it and not show no symptoms. Are you careful about bathing your children? Are you careful about touching them? The youth aren't affected that much by it. Are you afraid of your teenagers? Are you afraid to touch them? You wipe down everything they touch so that you don't come behind and pick something up. We talk about things that really affect you. We don't talk about dumb stuff. Alrighty, y'all have a good night. Let me get out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. As Naya would say, see you soon. As I say, see you later on today. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one.